No thumb from Kirkland.
It's up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 306th episode of the Geekverse podcast. I am... Oh, boy. There's so many nicknames in this,
There's almost too many nicknames.
Yeah. I'm the Mad Titan, Travis Snell.
I am the Adam Hart Caster, Dylan Muss.
I am the 2 knees up, Kirkland Patzer.
I am the 3000 Taylor Field.
I do get it.
It's because my knees are up.
I don't know about that one. But if you haven't guessed by our nickname or the title, we are doing an Avengers Endgame commentary track. Before we get into that, just a few plugs to get out of the way. On Patreon at the dollar level, you got the NCU cast. We jumped in the Kevin Feige seat and we did a Nintendo Cinematic Universe. We planned out 3 phases, and the other thing I announced with Patreon is the last 6 episodes, but then that and everything going forward. Now we will have audio additions to every episode. So we've had a few patrons ask for that, so it's going to be up there all the time. So sometimes they'll be in 2 parts, because when we did the NCU cast was nearly 3 hours, and I can't fit a full thing on Patreon. So sometimes you'll get a part 1, part 2, but it'll be there all on the same day. So that's big. Head over to our Patreon. Got lots of stuff, because this is a nice preview, because in 2020 we're going to be doing commentary tracks just exclusively to Patreon. We got some voting happening right now. So if you like this, we're also doing the Star Wars ones. Those ones will still be live. We're going to do Last Jedi and some fan movie named Solo. But after that, these are some previews, and then we're going to do some nice, good old Patreon exclusive ones. And then the last thing I want to shout before we get into this is on Facebook. It's going to be going for a week. You can choose our next retrospective for 2020. We're choosing one. We're going to reveal that later on down the line, but then we're letting the fans choose another one. The 6 choices are a Brendan Fraser retrospective, a Cowboy Bebop retrospective, Harry Potter, Nightmare on Elm Street, Planet of the Apes, and Bionicles. So that's going to be going till the 21st of July. We're in August now. Of August. So that's how long you have to vote. Voting's already commenced. Go there. Harry Potter's in the lead, so if you want that, then good for you. But also, if you don't, which I don't, get over there and get. I like them all, but I have definitely some favorites. So you got a whole week. Head over to Facebook if you've never gone there. Even if you're scared of joining Facebook groups, you don't have to. You just come, vote, and drop. Those are some good movies.
Or if you don't have Facebook, like Greg, for example, on Twitter doesn't have Facebook, just send us a message on Twitter or wherever. Let us know what your vote is, and we'll count that one in for you.
Unless it's not on the list, then. But tell us.
Yeah, of the 6.
Yeah, but tell us so we know in the future. But I think that's everything. Gamescom's coming up. We'll do that soon. We got lots of stuff. D23's coming up. Comic-Con for us in Kelowna, so stay tuned to that. Anything else, or should we get into this?
I'm just going to say it's weird. I don't have any audio feedback today, so I can't tell how loud or quiet other people are. It's really weird to me.
I've muted you, so no one knows.
I'm putting a lot of trust into you, Travis.
Yeah. So, and it might sound a little different because we're all freehanded. That's commentary style, but this is what's happening. Don't make that
Don't do that
motion.
shake. Wait.
So, I'm going to say we're going to start the movie when we all say Avengers Assemble in 3, 2, 1. You ready for that, Taylor?
Let's do
We're
it.
going to skip to the 2-hour, 45-minute mark. Line it up.
So we're about to start, and I'll let you know once the credits are going, so you can watch along if you're not. If not, you can just listen, watch. But if you want to hear us really over the movie, I'll let you know. But right now, 3, 2, 1.
Geekverse Assemble.
Let's go. 3 hours of
no,
international.
Play movie with intro. Don't do the intro.
You don't want the movie intro?
Come on,
here.
I want the movie intro with Mark Hamill talking about Star Wars
again. When I saw Endgame, I just thought about, man, I've been in Star Wars before. It's so nuts. So.
Okay, so before we really get into this, I want to know, how many times have you guys seen this movie?
5. I saw
Travis is at 5.
Yeah, saw it 3 in theaters, twice since it's been on digital.
I thought it was more, but I believe I've only seen it twice. So this is going to be 3rd.
One with the extended stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we're right in there.
So the movie has started, because there's no opening tags or anything like that.
Yes, one with the
So right now it's Hawkeye
fancy.
with his daughter, if you're wondering.
Taylor, you may have turned up for us.
Some call her hot
Because remember,
girl.
they can't hear it. It's all good.
I'm going to turn that AC off.
Okay, sure. It's pretty cool in here. We're good. But yeah, right now, so if you want to know, we're at the Hawkeye bow and arrow scene. It just started opening the movie if you want to watch along.
I feel like saying we're at the Hawkeye bow and arrow scene could be any Hawkeye scene in the entire MCU.
I'm watching the first Avengers movie.
Did you not hear my whole sentence?
Nope.
I just said he covered his daughter's eye, so fuck all you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard everything you said, Travis, and that last part really hurt me.
Taylor, how many
times
have you seen this movie?
This is my hat trick moment right here.
Hat trick moment. Meaning 3 if you're non-Canadian. Yeah. This is my second time watching it.
Wow. Yeah. That was a very honest reaction.
I think
I know that you didn't say that in the group chat, but that's okay.
This is a perfect way to start this movie. I thought this when we saw it the first time. It was great because if you remember Infinity War, He wasn't on any posters. He wasn't in any previews. So we were all talking like, "Where's Hawkeye? Where's Ant-Man?" And with Ant-Man, it didn't matter because it's like he had a movie coming out. But this was like, "Where's Hawkeye? He's one of the core Avengers." And
I just got chills.
great opening right here. It just
very sad.
This sets the entire tone.
Oh no, absolutely.
And there's so many times as someone that has a child and a second one on the way, lots of like kid parent like horror going on. Very tough to watch sometimes.
It's just like the ominous. I don't know.
The silence, right?
Yeah.
No
exactly.
score.
And like
You're
how
doomed.
this transitions into like just like the intro of the movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What do you think would have been different if Jeremy Renner had Clint Barton had one family member still left?
He still would have gone berserk.
You think so?
I almost feel like it would take away from the Ant-Man moment later in the movie.
Oh
if
no!
you do the same.
No, I'm not. I'm saying let's say like we're just doing some what ifs because that's what we can do. If one kid was still alive,
That's what I mean. I feel like the Ant-Man reveal later when he finds his daughter. I feel like that wouldn't be as interesting. Maybe.
I wanted to quickly
I don't
mention
think he would have went berserk.
when I first watched this movie, I didn't know that it didn't show
That they're
like
missing?
the character.
Yeah. All the Snap people are missing in the opening Marvel's tag. Very nice touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Something they didn't have to do. But between that and then the Captain Marvel having the Stan Lee and all of them, that's 2 back-to-back where the Marvel Studios have had some really good ones. And you got the 10 in there as well, so...
I recently watched Age of Ultron, and it's weird to me not seeing the Marvel 10 studios. It's just like, man, they've come a long way.
I was very happy about this because everyone was, before the movie came out, was like, oh, how's Tony going to get back? They just completely forgot Nebula was with him the entire time, but
Yeah, Nebula, I think she gets a lot of love now, but it took a while.
Yeah.
I feel like they also just did that character right by kind of giving her a redeeming aspect to her character instead of just being an angry woman.
Yeah.
I guess she's not a woman. She's a cyborg.
She was a woman.
She's a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you hold on to your gender? If you
She's a
become
non-binary person.
She's an
Are you assuming her gender?
Yeah, you
I
don't
am.
want to do that. Would I hold on my
I
gender?
am by the boobs. I'm sorry.
If I got robot parts put in me, would I still assume the gender is a male? I guess it depends what parts
I
are
don't
gone.
wanna talk about
Winter
this.
Soldier is still a male.
But that's just an arm. An arm's a lot different than Nebula is.
You don't know that it's just an arm.
There's one part... That's true. Wow.
Ayo.
There's one part in this movie where we'll get to War Machine
look how scrawny he is.
and
He's
Nebula.
super
They're
scrawny.
talking about their wounds, and she's like, I didn't always used to be like this. And Rhodey's like, yeah, me too. It's like, I'm sure it's really bad, but dude, you just lost your leg. She looks like a lot worse than you off, you can still live a normal life.
Hey, some people like the blue. Maybe she's gained some things.
Ooh. The blue meanie. I did remember thinking watching this that he was gonna die, in this first 5 minutes.
No, absolutely.
That would have been wild.
Even when he just kind of lays down to have.
That's when I really thought, just because once we've kind of had an idea we're working with time travel, I'm like, well, anyone can go and come back, so I thought it might be, but. So here's a question I have: does Nebula still eat?
I was gonna ask that. How does she power?
She ate in Guardians too.
Yeah, it's not ripe. Yeah, so do you think she just can?
I think she can eat a lot of things though. She could just eat some metal.
Yeah.
She's probably got the strong chompers,
So do you think she probably doesn't have to eat as much as Tony Stark? That's why she gave it to him.
She's just planning on eating him after he goes.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I got a question for you. I read this theory that.
Oh no!
Oh,
the right
here we
arm
go.
theory again.
No.
Here we go.
They were saying
So
how
wrong.
the only reason Doctor Strange engaged to fight Thanos was to buy just the right amount of time for the snap to happen right after Ant-Man got into the quantum realm, so that he wouldn't be affected by it. Because Doctor Strange saw that as one of the possibilities of them being able to save everything.
I buy it.
I buy
Because
it.
the timing was perfect. And I feel like that doesn't happen coincidentally,
I buy you can make that conclusion, but I don't think they did that on purpose. Yeah, I don't.
I think it's
so.
something they'd take credit for doing on purpose.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the way I think.
That's us, the Russo Bros.
yeah,
Everything was planned.
everything.
But yeah, great opening. Obviously, we're going to be talking a lot.
I just love the color scheme of this whole sequence.
We're going to be talking a lot during this. It's not because we don't appreciate the movie. It's just because we don't want you to have dead air. You know, we want you to be...
Yeah, it's a commentary track, not a...
Did any of you think that they were going to kill Tony off in the first 5 minutes of the movie?
Oh my
Did
God.
we
Oh my
not
God.
just
we
say
just
this?
talked about this.
I know, but I'm asking it again. Keep no dead air, you know.
Jesus, Taylor.
Actually, I didn't even hear you guys talking about it. I was so invested in the movie.
my
Taylor.
God.
It's gonna be a long
We're
comment.
putting
Yes,
on a
right?
show here, Taylor. Listen to your co-casters.
I thought right here until Nebula like kind of right, once Nebula puts him in the chair, I was like, okay, he's still alive, because if he's dead, she's not gonna put him in the chair. That's just kind of
Yeah.
weird. But I did think, because like I said, for Taylor or any other listeners that may have just missed in the last 5, and as you can hear, the score that Tony gets when he dies, they play it right here. It's the Real Hero track. This, I gotta, like, and these might be some spoilers. For me, Alan Silvestri's score is a deadlock for score of the year for Geekverse, Golden Geeks, because it's fantastic. But it's nice to get the first little hints of his death score right here. And it's just, when you watch it back, very emotional. But I thought anybody could die in the first half an hour. That's why I always said Thanos was gonna die really quick, because once you're dealing with time travel, you can bring back anybody, you know? So
do you think Alan composed this music while he watched it?
yes,
Yeah.
lots of them
Very
do.
well done.
Taylor thought the only composer that did that was John Williams, who would watch the movie and compose tracks. I'm not saying everyone does, but a lot of
Sometimes
them
you don't
do.
have the access to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
And they
And,
change
like-
stuff around.
Yeah, and smaller indie movies don't really, but these big ones that can afford it, oh yeah. And Alan Silvestri is one of the best in the game, you know? This movie really proves it. Love the Real Hero track. Obviously, Portals is great. All the renditions of Avengers theme. The really underrated track, which I can't wait to get to the scene of Tony and his dad. Whatever It Takes is just a beautiful, beautiful score. I listen to that one almost as much as Portals. It's fantastic. It has the moment of Cap looking at Peggy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing
Yeah.
better than Cap looking at Peggy.
So you got Tony right now. There's been a big bright light. And what is that? Oh,
Oh.
it's Captain Marvel.
Let's go.
Let's go, Captain Marvel.
Technically the first Avenger. Now, we were all wrong about this. We took some predictions. I didn't listen to predictions cast. I should have before, but we were talking about how much screen time Cap's beard would have, but none of us said 0, because it had 0 amount of time in this movie. We didn't even
No.
see it shaved
Yeah,
off. We
true.
saw a post.
We don't even see fibers in the sink.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keeps the sideburns though.
Oh, of
Classy
course.
look.
Get some rumble.
Do you think the building would really be rumbling like that? I mean, there's no engine roar or anything.
Binary
She's just
mode.
Binary
baby.
mode, man.
Binary mode.
Oh, yeah.
Captain
I
Marvel's
rumble
OP.
when I'm like that. I wish I had binary mode not for like kicking ass, just for like if I got really sick. Now here, this part coming out with Cap,
Why is Pepper there, do you think?
they saved her. Like they want to make sure she's okay. I think anyone associated with Avengers.
Do you think she'd be hanging out at the Avengers
Yeah,
compound?
because Rhodey's there. This moment right here.
Rhodey.
Hang on.
Her and Rhodey getting it on.
This moment is heartbreaking, and I love it. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Does Cap know which kid he's referring to? do
of
you think?
course, of course.
'Cause
That's
they
like
didn't
his
really
boy.
meet
And what
Peter
other
Parker
kids
that
are on the
much.
Avengers? Right.
Well, could have been any kid.
What do you
He
mean?
could have been
What do you
talking
mean he
about.
didn't meet him that
I
much?
lost little Jimmy.
He introduced. It was like
But-
5 minutes of like actual conversation.
I
time.
thought I was gonna like love this film, but when that moment happened, I knew just the way Downey delivers that. Like I lost a kid, and he just knows. Well, apparently Taylor didn't, but apparently like Cap to me like knows right away. And I love this because to me that thought, oh, this is the forgiveness, and then it takes a big right turn coming up here. But right there, it's like, oh, you can see they're gonna put aside their differences because they've just lost so much together. But then we're gonna get bitter Tony here in a second, which Downey is just a beast in this movie. He's so good as acting. You mind him, Thor, over there?
Cap
Cap's got some of the best hair in the game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
must say.
in the end game.
I'm pretty sure it's all fake because Chris Evans was bald when he was younger, so I think he has,
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
They didn't like
He's got a
CGI
toupee?
it though.
No,
he
they
got
didn't
like
CG
some
no,
Bosley
no.
or
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Now I remember on the ship, I knew he was skinny, but I didn't know he was this skinny till we got into the compound.
Oh yeah.
And this is where it all starts to deteriorate for Tony. He's just fucking pissed.
Yeah, he's just in another dimension right now.
I love this little shot that Cap takes at him here in a second. Oh, here comes the shot.
Someone's mowing the lawn in the background. IRL.
Well, that
I'm
didn't
gonna go
work.
shut that window.
That didn't work out, didn't they? Wouldn't pick that up. That's why I love that. He's still like nice enough about it, but he still tells them like that's what everyone forgets. I hate in this movie. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Tony was right in Ultron." It's like, yeah, but that was the point of the movie Ultron, that he made the Ultron and it almost killed the planet. Like he wasn't right.
Do we know how long he was in that ship?
I think they say something like, I think it's 28 days, 38 days.
Yeah.
This line right here. Liar. That was improvised on Downey on the spot. Improvise that line, which is a great line. Taylor, do you know if you've ever heard how long he was actually in the ship? I thought it was like 28 days or something.
I think it was a month or something. It wasn't that long.
I think we might even missed. He might have even said that at the beginning.
Yeah,
of
I
that
know.
taping.
He does, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, we're talking.
It's hard to hear. We got no subtitles on. We're risking it.
Taylor, you could turn subtitles on. You know, it helps sometimes.
Ruin my immersion. Why don't you?
Or not. We can take a vote. Doesn't matter to me. But
I'm neutral.
you guys.
I'm a subtitle guy. I watch most of my movies in subtitles.
I say we put on because when we're talking, we can still hear what they say. You know, it's.
Or read what they say.
Ooh.
No,
Got
that's
'em.
my superpower.
Nice
Is
nice
anything
going
I
for
read, it comes into my mind like telekinesis.
You don't actually hear it.
But like I said, I love the fake out of it. Looks like Thanos, or it looks like Tony and Cap are going to get back together, and not yet.
Okay, interesting. Great plan, capitalized. So
That's
It's like
that's
the Bible,
That's
almost.
always a fun thing. We had that in Star Wars. Remember what they would capitalize or what R2D
Yeah.
was saying? He was chirping a lot. If I remember
Mhm.
those commentary tracks.
tax.
Yeah, that's our next series, commentary attacks.
So Downey being so kind of skinny, lanky in this movie, is that like a special effects or?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's the same thing they did to Chris Evans in the first Cap. Remember when he started
Right,
really
right,
skinny
right.
Steve?
They
So
got
yeah,
that technology
use that
down.
Yeah, no one's doing the full on body morphing in these movies.
No, there's no Christian Bale in these movies.
No. Probably not. He one time got asked this rapid fire of a bunch of versus stuff, and it was during Civil War, and they're like, you know, Beatles, Stones, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, Cap and Iron Man. He's like, I don't care. And then they just moved on very quickly. So I think he's done with superhero stuff. But he wants to be in Star Wars, so might see him one day. He was almost in some movie they were going to make called Solo, but it didn't happen.
Solo.
We missed it, but
Ooh,
they just
Captain
did a
Marvel
shot of
popping off.
Nebula's booty.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm doing a
That
okay.
robotic butt.
Wow.
International sign for okay.
That's the galaxy's ass right there.
I'd say so.
Female listeners, I respect all parts of the body, just so you know. So
Well, I think he is respecting
Don't throw
it.
me
He's
shade.
respecting
I'm
it.
just kidding.
You're insinuating that I don't.
We should never get crap on this podcast because we talk about men and women sexually equally. How
We
much
talk
time
about
we talk
men
about
sexually a lot more than
yeah,
women.
I
we
think
do.
so.
We do.
I'm not gonna lie. This one scene in the trailer, I didn't really care for.
Hmm.
I would have like a lot more preferred to
Ooh,
if they
language.
just left it out of it. Very
Title
loud
card.
now.
Yeah,
Boom.
it'll go down a second, and then it's 3, 2, 1, gone. Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah.
I muted my mic so the audio won't copyright us.
You mute your, or you can just have the remote and turn it down when it's loud like this. That's a great thing with subtitles. Now we can always hear what they're saying.
That's right.
Always.
That's what happens. I was not a subtitles guy. I hate it, but now having a child, subtitles is life. You know, if you don't want to wake a kid up, things like
Yeah.
that. So
I used to be anti-subtitle, but Shay got me on that train.
yeah,
It's nice because like if you're eating or something, you're never like, what did they say?
I love this shot of Cap's eyes because you think about this is the first time he's been through a lot. Obviously, World War II, he's been frozen, aliens, but this is his first time going into space, going into the outer realms. You know, so
Pretty
I love
crazy
that.
moment. I can
Yeah, I
tell
love
you
that shot of just showing it literally from his perspective of, you know, in his eyes, just wow, like this is happening right now. You know.
Captain Marvel, it's just so OP. Just way too strong.
Nuking planets.
Nuking planets.
Here comes a famous line that I'll explain a reason that Taylor really misunderstood in a trailer. I know it will. Because I don't know how I do if I'm...
I thought he was going to kill himself. I thought that's
So
what he was doing.
Black Widow says it's going to work, and he says the line, I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't. And Taylor, on the last trailer breakdown, he's like, wow, you pretty much got Cap just insinuating he's going to kill himself if this plan doesn't work. I said to him, like, no, I think it's just more like, he's going to be really...
He only got one shot. Or,
I don't know what to do the rest of my life. Like, I'm going to be really depressed and sad. This is all. But no, Taylor's like,
AKA, I'm going to commit suicide.
No, that he never said that,
Jesus. Okay, this place beautiful. This planet.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you think he went like shopping around for planets before he got all the stones? Like,
Hell
I kind of
yeah.
like this,
Of course
I think he already had that timeshare somewhere
Think he
else.
knew this one?
Yeah,
he knew
I think
this planet already?
yeah.
His papa.
He took
Terra?
this is
His
like
papa
a
took him there.
seventh planet he took
It's
out.
not
Good
Terra.
people only.
Yeah, go to our 4-year cast. But here's another trash told you. I did tell you that glove was going to be on his finger, or on his hand, morphed on there, which I can't wait for this movie because I can do a bunch of told you so's until a point, and then I'm
great.
super wrong. Yeah. I wonder what else is like.
Yeah, that looks painful, man.
I wonder who else is on this planet. It looks like is there no one? What happened to the people?
I think Squirrel Girl's probably here.
Yeah.
I'm talking MODOK whipping his feet around. Captain Marvel just shows up.
Even though it's little stuff, I do like this armor better than the Captain Marvel movie armor. I like just the nice little touches.
What did they change on it?
You got the emblem and
chopped
shoulder
his
pads,
arm
stuff
directly.
like that.
I thought you had
Looks a
the
bit more
emblem.
sleeker. It did, but it's just like different versions, more like widespread, where the other emblems are more like thick and you could see it side by side.
Oh, okay.
This one, that one looks more like the current costume one she has.
Are you talking about the end game? Or
The end game. Yeah. And Cap's costume in this is just this and the.
I love the Infinity War. Is it not the same one?
This one it is, but even at the end game when we gets like the actual scales going on.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, Josh Brolin. Uh-oh.
My question is for his arm, because it's a big conversation happening right now. If he would have kept Aiden healing up, he could never get that back to full size, right?
We're talking about his chopped off arm?
No, that too. But I meant like before the arm chopping of his smaller burnt arm.
I think it's just gone for good.
So does that mean when we also got the Hulk layer on this movie snapping, like that one arm is just gone for good, do we think?
No, I think obviously he snapped twice, so that's definitely making your arm gone. Hulk was once.
Well, they never say he's...
Don't you think he would have like a nice little kind of like a burn victim, how they just always have that? I feel like he would have a mark at least, a scar.
I mean,
Hulk, even he is the Hulk.
I think Hulk would, yeah. He'd probably have that scar for good.
So
I hate anyone that laughed at that in the theater when we saw it the first time, because it's a very dark moment for Thor. I don't think it was supposed to be comedic. I get why people would laugh and kind of think it's comedic, but that always peeved me in the theater, where I was like, no.
unintellectuals.
This isn't a laughing moment. He just killed Thanos, this man who's haunting him, and
I cried. Thanos was the good guy.
Yeah, true.
You asked Briggs, he's the protagonist, right?
The universe needed correction, right? He said it himself.
And such a great opening, because I imagine, obviously, we talk this stuff to death, but I imagine just like what my parents would have felt like watching this,
What's the timestamp, sorry, just to cut you off? Because, from the point of the movie to, this, how long?
Do you have a display button there?
Taylor's just not listening to anything.
Taylor's zoned out.
I was just cluing into this.
I'd say
This
it's
is
under
epic.
25 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'd say it's under 20 minutes.
Okay. I was never
Under
sure
25
the first two times. I'm
We
sorry
just-
I cut you off.
No, that's all right. We just hit the 5 years later. I remember, we've said this before, but I remember in the theater that just being just a gut punch. Because I thought months was coming, but when I thought that was my phone, I didn't mean to peek. I'm sorry. When I thought
peeping,
I thought it was months, but then in years, it was like, oh my goodness, so much has changed. And I do have a theory.
Is that the stadium that Magneto was throwing around? in
I don't
that
think
X-Men
so. I
movie?
don't think so. I do have a theory
Crossover.
that a lot of these movies, like Shang-Chi and the Eternals, might take place in these 5 years, and they might catch up to where we are now. So, we might not get 2023 movies till we're in 2023. Same. old
Which
crap.
Russo brother is that?
Joe.
Joseph.
I'm 99% sure. Let me check. We got the internet here. Taylor, now you could turn it up. Taylor, if you're not on it, I'm gonna be on the volume soon.
This man just taking control of my soundbar.
Yeah.
Walter
true.
White looking motherfucker. over
Yeah, I
there.
was going to say that.
I don't know. Both of them came out when I put Joe Russo. That didn't help me.
That's, yeah.
It is Joe. Okay, it is Joe.
Every
Joe.
photo is just both of them.
It's like when with that. I forgot to announce the winner of the Batman fan cast. I'll have to do that at the end or on another.
If they stick
cast.
around to the end, now they have incentive to stay for the whole thing.
We'll announce it at the end. There you go. I never said at the beginning. I said at the end. So we'll announce the winner of the Batman fan cast. But when you guys were right about Logan Lerman, when you search him up, like 3 different people come up. It's crazy.
Weird. You gotta move on. Cap's such a positive guy.
He is, but he knows he's like kind of lying, like he's doing it for their benefit. Of course, I'm like everyone else. I love the portals, but I really love the first 45 minutes, hour of this movie. I love superhero movies, Dark Knight, Logan, Watchmen. I love fucking depressing superhero movies because I like seeing people with godlike powers be brought down to us, be brought down to having to deal with things that we would deal with, death, loss, not winning. That's what it's all about. It's seeing people struggle,
I was gonna say, like, the first time I watched this, I remember even saying that in the review. Like, I definitely liked like the latter half of this movie more, but like this is my third watch now, and just seeing like little details, like you said, Cap's eyes when he's going through space like that, or just like the physical acting that Chris Evans just did there, where it's like, yeah, he is positive, but at the same time he's like trying to hold back some emotion, right?
100%.
And like when you get to see those details, I don't know, I appreciate them more, and I'm definitely liking every part of this movie just more and more every time I watch it.
Yeah, because there's still good character moments in the second and third act, but the first act is all about like just character because there's no action. I don't know when the Ronin scene happens. It has to be at least like 45 minutes or something till we get our first thing of action,
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing. Like this really takes time to. And this, talking about great stuff, this whole little like 10 minutes we're about to get here with Paul Rudd, phenomenal.
Paul Rudd is a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But just
electricity
everything.
crackling, says the...
Powers down.
Powers down.
We
All
got a
in
subtitle for
caps,
Powers
too.
down, yeah.
He's just so confused. Because he's just in there for
King
like a
John?
minute or something, right?
5 minutes.
5
5 minutes was 5 years. King John. So this is a big thing.
I forgot he was in this.
Yeah. So in every Russo brothers movie, there is a cameo from a Community star. Winter
that's
Soldier
cool.
had that. Civil War had that. Infinity War did not, but then this one had 2, so it kind of made up for it. So
Maybe they, yeah.
And who knows with the editing process? Maybe there was someone
Exactly,
there, but
yeah.
So they've done 4 movies. There's been 4 cameos.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
San Francisco just looking crap. It's had a tough 5 years. This kid is just like, leave me alone. I've lost everybody.
This looks like that kid that was walking outside your house when I picked you up, Travis.
It is. We should ask them to commentary. We got the bike rider kid here for our Avengers commentary track. Bird cawing. We got that subtitle. That's good.
I must say, people say that Paul Rudd is an ageless individual, but I recently watched Clueless, and he is definitely aged.
He has,
Clueless.
but I think he's aged very well. He's aged very well.
No, for
Randomly
sure.
calling out Paul Rudd.
He really is. Don't you?
Yeah.
I look younger than
People
Paul Rudd.
never give Paul Rudd shit. So,
But
you know,
here's the question:
I
who's
gotta give
older,
some shit.
Paul Rudd or Jesse Plemons?
Probably Jesse Plemons.
Okay.
Isn't everyone young?
Has anyone like analyzed all these names and see if there's any like?
My
funny-
name's on there actually.
I think there is, but I don't think there's anyone of notice because it would have came out by now. But I'm sure there's some YouTube video that has 1 million clicks.
What if no one's thought to look at it until now, until Dylan had the
Someone's-
idea?
I'm not that
Okay.
smart today.
Let's do it right now. We're gonna pause the movie. No.
Yeah, zoom in
And
on the
then
one.
zoom in on the far
and
one.
zoomify. Yeah.
Ruben? Is that Ruben?
Yo, Ray Ubon?
Ruben?
No wonder he
That's
hasn't
ironic.
shown. No wonder he hasn't shown up to the gauntlet in 2 years. Goddamn Ruben.
But this scene right here, I've always liked Paul Rudd. Obviously, not as much as Dylan Musk, but he's a talent. But I never knew that Vanish and stuff was good there. But then this scene right here, I didn't know he had this type of acting in him. This is why another kind of spoiler. I don't know if he'll get nominated, but he's for sure somebody I want nominated in the supporting category for Golden Geeks because he's comedic in this movie. But this scene right here, like this is a tough scene to sell. Like you're seeing your daughter that's 5
To
years.
me, she seems like she's more than 5 years older. Is how old is
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
100%, yeah.
But look at his face. That is fucking prime acting right there. You believe every second. The score. Alan Silvestri's
One take too, the whole way through. That whole time he's walking around looking at the tombstones. It's all one shot.
But yeah, so
That's
like,
impressive.
Yeah.
He's come a long way since Clueless.
Yeah, he
He
is.
always has.
I'm not gonna lie too. The first time that I saw her like through the little, I don't know what you would want to call that, little fabric filter or whatever, I kind of thought that was Hawkeye's wife, and I'm like, is that this guy, the sly dog?
Hey man, it's Linda
She
Cardellini.
fakes- yeah,
Linda Cardellini. Let's go.
She fakes
Faked
her
her
death.
snap.
Yeah, runs off
Like
to
at home
Ant-Man.
or Far From Home. The
That's-
guy's wife.
That's messed up, man.
Never said
Captain
it
Marvel's
wasn't.
hair here, just
oh
legendary.
yeah.
Oh, I loved it. First time I saw it, kind of killed it. Now that I know it's like a wig, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still like it. I want them, if they ever do it, to really like do it. I want the sides a bit more cut, because
Is that a wig on ScarJo?
I bet there might be. Well, I don't know if it's dye, but those are probably the blondes, probably extensions.
Hmm.
Her face uncovering a lot of territory. The things that are happening on Earth.
And this might be mixed, but I always enjoyed the way they wrote off Captain Marvel. I think it made sense. I understand some people's complaints. I think Greg was saying that when he said he wished that we got to see her more at the Avengers. And I get that, because after Captain Marvel, I was like, man, I can't wait to see her mix it up. So I do understand, but at the same time, if I was to get a movie that had more Captain Marvel and Avengers together, or the Avengers send off,
Yeah.
I'd take the send
Well,
off.
I think it's tricky because she is so OP.
Yeah.
It's like hard to write her. Like, I wonder how much they'll do that in the future. In future Avenger movies, just like not have her around because she's just so broken.
Or they're just gonna have to make the threat like Galactus level, right, where it's like a huge man.
Yeah, but then like no one else would matter at that.
well, they can
rate.
fight the goons, right? They can be like, "Oh, I'll take on
Yeah.
Galactus."
It'll be interesting to see how they fit her in.
It's kind of like what they do in this movie, right? Like she's fighting Thanos at one point. Everyone's just fighting like the Black Order and the goons. I think they'll always do that.
But you
She'll
still
take
want
point.
like character moment. You still want her to be around, right?
Yeah, I do wonder what they do with that. I don't know if they kind of depower in the future or what the deal is. So, but I know Feige did say that they have ideas for that. They just didn't do it in the first film because it was her coming out moment.
Well, again, I mean, this movie is supposed to focus on the original six, really.
Yeah. That's why, hey, that could be a point why she's not an Avenger, in that lineup.
Yeah.
I still think she is just because of
She'll
money.
be out in the
but-
galaxy popping off.
Yeah, but here we got him informing her that Barton's out there just massacring people. You see Black Widow like showing emotion for the first time. She showed emotion, but really like breaking down the first time in this franchise. Another best for another actress in this movie.
Yeah, she's kind of always the shoulder to lean on. But
Yeah.
even though how she was like holding it together before everyone just ended the call, and then it kind of.
So
broke.
I have a question here. So I've always kind of assumed that Black Widow's kind of like the new Nick Fury, right? She's running things. You can see everyone's calling her, emailing her. That conversation right there when Cap's like came to stop by to see a friend, it kind of to me insinuates they've not seen each other, like maybe a little bit, a month or two. Is he not doing crime fighting superhero stuff? I've always wondered with that line, right? Like, why has he seen her in a bit? Wouldn't he be, or is he? Is there just not that much crime where he's not needing to be?
Maybe he's just, like the regular people need like a symbol for hope or something, and he's just kind of filling in that role.
Maybe, yeah. It's a good question.
Maybe he's president.
I
I was gonna say I want like
I
a
feel like
break.
there isn't really that much crime going on, though.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and that's why I was wondering: is he just
They got lucky with the 50%.
all the
Just
bad
all
people.
all bad people.
Yeah, except those people in Japan. Hawkeye's about to take out. Those are the last ones
Those are the ones you missed.
left. Yeah.
That's Hawkeye's mission: is take out the rest of the criminals.
Great acting from ScarJo.
Oh yeah, kills it.
Scario.
And I love. We skipped over that line, but I love the line of Evans being like, "Oh, I see whales and the whatever," like trying to be a bit positive and maybe hinting that Thanos like some of stuff did work. Everyone's depressed, but stuff is better. Like environment and stuff like that. So.
I recently watched Lost in Translation.
Ooh, good
Great movie. I really liked it. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah,
But
Bill Murray, her.
great ScarJo role, yeah.
Yeah. I like Bill Murray enough, Wow, like I was worried about hitting Dylan's car. He just hit your window, Taylor, with that weed eater.
It's okay. We rent.
Yeah, it's not your window, is it really?
Probably bounced off my car window and onto your house.
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Device chimes.
Shouts out to Ricochet. Wearing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Nightwing gear.
Ant-Man, I know you remember that.
I think majority of the Ant-Man comedy worked for me this movie.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one I'll wait till we get to, but there's one thing that I don't hate it, but
Time travel? Is that stuff?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need it because it poses a few problems, but I missed the line. But Ant-Man, I know you remember that. Impressive for Cap to remember his name. It's been like 5-6 years.
I feel like you remember a guy that can turn 40 stories tall.
Actually, it's been 7 years. Everyone forgets that, but it's actually been 7 years since Civil
7
War.
years.
Yeah, because it was Infinity War took place 2 years after Civil War, and then 5-year jump. So if you really think about it, too, with Cap and Tony, they didn't really talk for 7 years.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's longer than the Geekverse has existed.
Yeah. We can't even not talk for 7 minutes, you know? That'd be a tough time.
That is true. Can't have dead air, according to Taylor.
No.
What's that?
No dead air.
Yeah.
No dead air?
That's why you ask the same questions, just to keep the conversation
Just to
going.
keep the conversation going. I'm very involved in this movie.
I
right
know you
now.
are. You haven't said much over there.
I'm
so.
so absorbed in this.
That's why I watched it a week before.
We need your conspiracy theories, Taylor. No one else has those.
Yeah, you didn't chime in. Do you think Cap, what was he doing? Was he not crime fighting? Because, that conversation?
I don't think he maybe at the beginning he's probably fighting a little bit, but at this point of the game, I think
I mean, he doesn't
he's
have
just
a
a
shield.
good Samaritan out there.
Like,
you know?
there's no criminals on the level of a Captain America that need to come out.
No. I think there
No
are
MODOK.
Barton's on the patrol doing that.
Yeah.
Cap doesn't have to worry.
They can't do anything. He keeps killing them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a time machine.
We got a special guest on the podcast today.
It's Madison. Say hi.
Hello.
The cabin.
Great
Mhm.
acting from Robert Downey Jr. as
It
we
hasn't
continue.
happened yet.
Oh, but it's acting right now. That's him
I know.
walking.
So I do like there's a deleted scene where they set up he's talking to Pepper in the kitchen and she's like, oh, go get your daughter or something like that. I like that they take that out because to me they kind of made it look like it was a dog at first.
When I first saw this, I thought it
Yeah.
was a dog in the tent, and
Yeah.
it threw me off.
And like, look, he has like a stuffy saying chow time. So I like that they cut the scene before this because it really is like, yeah, go get your daughter. So Dad Stark, the thing we all didn't know we needed, but it was a great thing once it happened.
That's a cool. I didn't remember that. It's kind of that she's wearing the mom
Oh yeah.
Pepper's costume for her suit for later.
Oh yeah, they're setting her up. One day she's gonna be in that outfit. Guess what? She's 7 now. You have 5 more years. What?
Mhm.
She's like, look at Ant-Man's kid. Ages quick. Just need one more time jump. She can be flying around.
Yeah. Look at that car. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice car.
Cap showing up to his support meetings in this. Hey guys.
Jesus.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah.
The 5 years have been good to me.
I wonder what Stark was thinking in this moment when he sees everybody. You know, like he must just be thinking like nothing good is about to come. Cap's like, I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist.
Billion to one.
I don't like that the directors have said that because even though he was in the quantum realm, he still could have been snapped. I don't like that because I think that poses a bunch of problems for other things in the
The
quantum realm.
director said he could have been snapped
Yep.
still?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and
See,
I don't like that.
I don't want to buy that because
No.
I feel like in the quantum realm, you're either like going back in time or ahead in time. You're out of the range
Because
of that.
technically, if they say that, that should like affect other like the alternate universes. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with them on lots of things, but I don't agree with them on that one. But maybe they have to. Maybe I just gotta hear them explain it better, and I could understand. Because maybe it's just the quantum realm and their reality.
They probably just get asked so many random questions that they just kind of have an autopilot answer. Like, yeah, no. We thought about that. We didn't think about that.
Mhm.
Would you be betting on sporting events, Kirkland, if you went back in time? Like the Avengers?
I checked out there. What are you guys talking about?
If you were to go back in time, like Scott Lang is saying, we just don't bump into our previous selves. We don't bet on any sporting events. Because he's talking about going back in time. Would you bet on sporting events if you're going back in time?
I feel like I would rename Google to Kirkland.
The hot tub
pull
time
the hot
machine
tub
route?
time machine
Yeah.
reference. No, don't they explain that you can't even do that because it doesn't matter? It just
doesn't
makes a
matter
new
in
branch.
this.
Well,
Yeah.
it would. Yeah, it would
You're just
matter in your
asking me
reality,
for
right?
fun.
But you
In
couldn't
this
go back to
reality?
the.
But they
couldn't-
butcher it. They left one reality totally fucked up. Loki escapes. Captain America.
We
knows
don't know that.
Bucky's
That's what Disney
alive.
Plus is for.
I know.
It might not
I
be
want to
fucked
see
up.
that show though.
That's what the
Where
Loki show is. Remember?
Old or younger Captain America's just world is just shifted. Where Hydra thinks he's a part of Hydra. He knows there's another Captain America.
yeah,
he knows
yeah.
Bucky's alive when he hasn't seen him yet.
I love this part coming out where Tony, he's in such denial here and just doesn't want to do anything. But just when he says like, I love that. Just little stuff they put in. You can tell he's just totally dejected at this point, and he just doesn't want anything to do with their superhero antics. And I love that. Like, and even then, that what struck me weird at the beginning with Cap and Tony, because they don't really get a big forgiveness scene. It's very subtle, the forgiveness they do with one another, but you can tell that he's kind of already forgiven Cap after these 5 years. They get a bigger one, but there's not a big like cry hug moment. But just even saying you could stay for dinner if you don't talk shop. Love that.
I wanted to just point out that huge thing of scrambled eggs.
Oh yeah, that's great. He needs those calories.
That's right.
It's a big shirt.
But Taylor, to your point about that alternate timeline, well, Hydra would maybe approach Cap, so he might find out about Hydra earlier, though, right? 'Cause-
True.
Yeah, so that's
It'd just be a huge clusterfuck.
It might,
and I
but
wanna
it might
see
work out better.
It might.
I love like the 5 o'clock shadow that they gave him
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It just looks
Everything about
everything
Professor
about
Hulk
him. Yeah,
is amazing.
that cardigan. Like I would just want to give him a hug.
Oh yeah.
He just looks cozy.
That'd be a risky hug.
I would trust him. I
Think so?
I think so.
Best of both worlds.
Mr. Hulk. I would not like giving him the phone is okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna
see,
say
yeah.
if he's to press the button, that's risky.
Do you see the subtitles call him Smart Hulk?
That's what they're saying. Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
Look at that kid's frosted tips. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
hype.
yeah.
The
Look at that
Fieri
guy
tips.
Fieri.
They
Yeah.
don't know
I
Ant-Man.
thought they went up 5 years, not back 5 years.
It would make
Crickets.
sense though because Ant-Man wasn't that big of a hero at this point. You know, he was only involved in Civil War, then he went to prison and
Yeah.
stopped. So,
Boy 1, Boy 2. Oh, there's Smart Hulk.
and it's been 7 years since Civil War, so these kids would barely know Ant-Man. You know, Hulk out.
How old do you think they are?
These kids.
Yeah.
I think this movie would be better if he didn't dab.
I agree with you. They have those kids have to be probably, I don't know, anywhere from 7 to 10.
Anywhere from 7 to
8.5.
10.
Yeah,
So they
were
would've been
probably
like
babies
3.
when Ant-Man was around. Where Hulk's still around. They took out a deleted scene as well with the Hulk like saving people from a fire or something like that. I don't know, some building collapsing. So Hulk has been doing superhero stuff still. So, you know, he's still out there. I don't know. Maybe they cut that scene on purpose because you'd feel like he's hanging out with Nat, but maybe he's just his own guy.
Mm.
You know, that's why deleted scenes are things, folks. Because they look at it, and they go, you know
Yeah,
what,
I
this
feel
doesn't
weird
work.
about the Professor Hulk thing just because I feel like it's a lot of character development that you just kind of miss. But I understand if you can have a solo Hulk movie,
Yeah,
you gotta cut corners somewhere.
When he first grabs this photo, because there's a photo of his dad
yeah. I
in
was
front
going
of
to
it.
mention
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
There's
kind of
photos
threw me
of
for a
Dad.
loop.
Yeah.
Cool.
I still want to know what the ins and out are on a Hulk series, if that's allowed, because you're not allowed to do a movie and
TV show?
distribute it. But yeah, a Hulk TV show. I wonder if that's
No, he just said Morbius.
available. Oh, Jared Leto confirmed Avengers
no,
5.
God, not that Morbius.
That's our Morbius next year.
All right, so this is classic throwback Iron Man
Yeah.
science stuff. That stuff was really fun in the first movie, first Iron Man.
And I love just the face acting on Tony right now. Like just like that moment, yeah, but the moment before of just like him playing off like, oh, you know, like it's fine if it doesn't work, but he secretly wants it to work, you know, like he got one little poke, he didn't want to be, you know, just when he thought he was out, they brought him back in.
And they throw a little piano chime in there.
Mm-hmm. Unlike Godfather, those for good reasons.
Throwing shade at Pepper.
Juice Pops. Anyone ever heard them be called Juice Pops?
Sounds
before?
very American.
I've not.
Yeah.
I will say.
I go for them Juice Pops right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, where's the juice pops, man?
Juice pops are like popsicles.
And he said, "Where are they, though?"
Oh, where are they?
You're being a bad host. They're in the movie.
Yeah,
You
you-
didn't even get us that. You
I got
didn't
the
give us
fucking
bowl here with
You didn't give us a
munchies
big
here,
bowl of
but-
scrambled eggs.
Maguna? What does that mean?
That's a nickname for her.
Maguna?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that earlier too?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Laguna Matata.
Aw.
The
That
now
was a stretch.
classic quote that will be used for the next 10 years.
That's the S tier on my tier list for the Marvel movies.
Yep.
When I first heard that in the movie too, I didn't really stick with me that much, but it just became such a bigger thing. I was like
You-
3,000. Wow, why didn't you do 4,000?
It's
You
just
got-
kind of funny.
You got no heart.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what? You think I have a heart because I wasn't affected by the I Love You 3,000.
Yeah, well, technically, too, I'm not sure if it got disproven, but I thought I saw a theory with this and the Spider-Man Far From Home runtime. The entire phases of the Infinity Saga is over 3,000. It's
Disproven.
like 3,000 minutes.
It's 3001 actually, so
Is it?
that's disproven. It should be 3001.
But if it's still seconds,
Let's go
can we
Kirkland
just
passer.
round down?
You
I don't
learned that in
know.
the speech
I'm-
language.
Yeah.
I'm too memey right
calling
now.
it out, yeah. Just figures out on a night, you know. I know
Plot
people
armor.
love the MCU, but you know, Iron Man is the exact same as Batman. Just anything he wants to do. Nanotech, you know, that's a nice plot armor throughout the entire
Why are you talking
series.
about Batman? This is
Yeah,
a Marvel
seriously, this
cast?
is Marvel.
No, doesn't matter.
Can you
Talk
take your
about whatever.
Batman fanboyism?
No,
to
people just
the
don't want
DC
to. People just don't
fuckboy
want to
chat,
admit it.
please?
But especially in this movie, the amount of stuff he does in like one day, like they don't even explain how he makes an Infinity Gauntlet. A gauntlet that only one
He
person
already-
on one planet
He
could
already
make.
knew about time travel. He just didn't want to accept
Oh,
that
yeah.
he knew about time travel.
But the gauntlet, only one person, one type of race could make. That Thanos killed them all. Could make a gauntlet, but Tony figures out in one day. You know.
Hell yeah, he's Tony.
yeah,
hype.
yeah. An Earthbound character.
Let's go Earthbound.
But would you rest? Good callback later on when he does die. She says you can rest now. Great full circle this movie. Many of those type of moments.
Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
The scene is just too good. with
See,
all the
this is
stuff.
the comedy beat that I'm not a big fan of.
exactly. No, me
But
too.
the only reason I think it's in here, not the only reason, but I think one reason is because they've already set up a way they can bring Chris Evans back. Because what they do here, they make Paul Rudd a baby, they make him a kid, they make him an old man, but he still has the same consciousness. So I think one day, old man Steve's going to be on our Earth. There's a big threat. Oh, Steve, we really could use some help. He's going to jump in a machine like this, and he's
Turn
going
into a baby and then help out.
Well, let's hope not a baby. Yeah, he'll be on Young Avengers, but I think this is how they will bring back Chris Evans. And I honestly think under 10 years. I could say 5 years, and I think he will be back for one movie, not like an entire series, but he's going to be coming back.
Chris Evans, such a well-dressed man in
Oh,
all
yeah.
these scenes.
Mhm.
Like I loved.
Still such a fanboy for Cap. You know, it's great that they kept that.
I loved all that stuff. Like I was laughing so hard when he first said that.
Oh yeah, that's a kid
Shouts
from
out to Brightburn.
Brightburn. Yeah,
Let's go Brightburn.
the Brightburn Halloween costumes are sick.
Oh,
when
are
did
they?
Brightburn come out? Was it after this movie or
Yeah,
before?
after yeah,
It's all tied together.
yeah. Alternate dimension. That's why
Time travel.
what's his name's in there? Yondu's also in Brightburn. You know, so it all makes sense.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in there.
Mhm. He's a baby. Shout out to Chris Evans, who gets to be the most comedic he's ever been in these movies, and very excited to see him in Knives Out. He looks really good in that.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, like this joke, I'm not a big fan of.
Baby me or old me? Or just me? Time travel.
Look at that outfit.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
That white line.
I see this as an absolute win.
Do you think he goes to a big and tall store, or does it have to be
Have you
custom
seen
made?
those
Custom
memes?
made.
Yeah.
Custom made.
Those absolute win memes.
Oh yeah. Cap just completely giving up hope. Even though Hulk was making some legit progress, but you know, he's just giving up. He's like, we're not gonna do this. We're so screwed. And then you got the savior coming in. And then here's like the forgiveness scene. Like I said, it's very subtle. It didn't sit with me amazingly the first time, but then as this movie did, it sat with me, and I've kind of.
Imagine if he accidentally just like fucking smashed into Captain America. By
The car
accident.
would break.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hit him right between the post though and the car.
No, the car
Hit
would
him right
break.
between the posts.
He's just been drinking. He's so pumped that he solved time travel. He's
Juice
just
pops.
yeah.
But like I said, it's a very different approach they took to the scene. Very, very nuanced. So I appreciate it. At first I didn't, but I appreciate it. Tony has some definitely different hair going on in this movie. Gotta shout that out.
He's Robert Downey Jr. Man. He can do
Yeah.
whatever he wants.
It's true.
I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying it's different. I just want peace.
This isn't dead air. We're just enjoying a good scene of makeup between Iron Man and Cap.
It's
Say
not dead
make
anymore.
out?
We're doing
Makeup.
I would watch a
What if they
makeout
just
scene.
made out right here? That'd be wild.
They'd be making up as they make out.
Possibly.
Not always.
This is true.
I'm fine for a man-on-man action, but I don't think it would have fit right here. You know,
No.
7
Nah.
years. Like I know they did talk that night after Thanos snap, but I don't really count that. They're both very emotionally distraught. This is the first time.
Well,
But
Tony's
is it-
also like been cabin fever in
Yeah.
a shack for like
And
a
I
month.
still, and this is the thing with the nuance forgiveness. I feel like he is forgiving him, but it's kind of not forgetting because he doesn't really, I feel, forgive him for the lying to him. Because we also don't get a scene with him and Bucky. Obviously, Downey dies, but we don't get a scene with all of them or anything like that. Him really saying, like, I understand. To me, I've always said as Iron Man is still pretty pissed about the situation, but he just kind of has to let it go, you know? Because we don't get that moment where he's like, oh, you know, once I thought about it, I understood, like, Bucky didn't really kill my parents, but that didn't happen, you know? That wasn't a thing that, and we all talked about that was going to happen, but this is the, like, you know, this is the forgiveness. Give him that shield, like, let's just put bygones be bygones, even if they don't agree.
How many times do you think Captain America's had to have his shield repainted?
I love the scene. Just to quickly
In the MCU?
cut you
Yeah.
both goes out.
A lot.
I only think like 3 or 4 times because only very few
Really?
things could damage it. T'Challa's claw
But
did in
bullet
Civil
holes
War.
though will take off the paint because it's just
No.
paint, right?
Well, I don't. It's vibranium
Vibranium
paint.
paint.
Yeah.
I just love this whole scene.
Mhm.
It's so good, especially when Hulk has the little tacos in his
Oh, I
hand.
know.
Let's go. Nebula.
Regular size man. Here comes Hulk with the tacos.
Just the song that starts playing. too.
Calypso rock song playing.
Like, look how
Gives him
small
2
they look.
tacos.
Yeah.
No shoes though. I'm surprised Hulk doesn't get
No,
custom
you don't need
shoes.
shoes.
No, it's
He's
a
like a
hobbit.
hobbit.
Nice
They
pair
don't
of like
need them.
Skechers that
he
light
would
up.
probably fit in Shaq
Skechers?
shoes, honestly.
What if he had just had rolly sneakers?
He'd probably fit in Shaquille O'Neal shoes.
Yeah, they don't need the hobbits. Apparently, there's online theories or people trying to figure out who drove them here, but I don't really care because I just think it's someone from New Asgard. But I've seen that the past week.
Sean Gunn's character.
Kralik or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
No, because he wouldn't be with them. He should have been. Well, I guess yeah, he was with Nebula. We don't know where he was. I'm gonna say he got snapped.
Wait, is he alive? No, we don't know.
They
if he
never
got
said
snapped.
a word. We'll find on Guardians 3, I guess. But he wasn't even in Infinity War. Remember?
Yeah, true. Well, he was, doing that mocap for Rocket.
Yeah. Have you seen the clips of him walking with the entire crew? It's pretty good.
Yo, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie just doing some fishing for the peeps. I love that line. I think I liked you better the either ways. So if you're watching along, well, lots of beer. We're at the part where Hulk and Rocket have just got to New Asgard, and they're going to try and recruit Thor for the new
Yeah.
mission.
So I felt pretty weird about this whole Thor storyline they chose in this movie. So I'm curious to see how it hits me
Yeah.
the second time.
I felt the same way the first time. I felt very off about it. I think not so much what they chose, just I thought they made some stuff a little cheesy. But on the watches, I've liked it. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's like I would have still picked it as my thing, but rewatches have definitely made me enjoy it more.
Yeah, I like the first time I watched it, I definitely just absolutely loved it because it was probably just like such a shock that I was like stuck in like a weird just laughter of just originally seeing that.
Yeah.
But then like the second time I watched it, I kind of wish he was like back to regular Thor like at the end, like the
Yeah.
big like epic scenes. It is kind of weird that I don't know, he's got his big beer belly, but
That's so
And
funny.
I think also, and it's been talking to other people, I think the reason I've liked it more is maybe the comedy for me is not always the stuff that works, but I like the depression angle that they take with Thor, and
Yeah.
like that's what he's dealing with. And that's why
Yeah.
some people brought up with the ending as far as like if him going back to regular shape, that would just take that away, right? Because it's like
That's
you
fair.
don't show those scars and everything
Yeah.
like that. So they do use a lot of humor, but the moments when he gets dark, man, it's some really dark stuff. It's fantastic. And Hemsworth is just a damn good actor to go back and forth. Like stuff with his mom, the stuff with Thanos coming up. At the end, when he sees Thanos again, just that eye is just like, let's kill him good this time. And you can see in the final fight, every time Thor fights Thanos, he goes for the head. Even in the background, when they're not the center, he's always swinging at Thanos' head. So he just has like this major fucking
a neat little
PTSD going
detail.
on. Yeah, it's cool. Some point that when you zoom in, he's swinging for the head, and Thanos is like deacon and diving. Like the little details they did for me of like on a rewatch override the comedy.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So since Groot got snapped, how come the handle didn't disappear? Because isn't that still a part of him?
He took it off, I guess. You know,
Okay.
it technically wasn't a part of him anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I have. I'm not
That's
saying
a great point, Kirkland.
So if-
big plot hole.
Yeah, if 50% of all living beings are gone, does that mean like, I guess 50% of all their hair? Does that just linger?
that's some really.
That's
Someone bought
visualization.
a
Hair?
lock of.
Their individual hair?
Oh, yeah.
Hey
I know
Taylor, is
the
there a
heck?
light?
That's my
you can
DNA
hit?
in
'Cause
there.
We're getting pretty dark in here.
That's wild.
A what?
A light.
We're getting dark.
Yeah,
Oh, on the
for
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, we got lights.
I'm
I don't-
definitely stretching
I don't
on my
think we need a
questions.
light.
We need a light.
I'm bright enough.
Is that better?
Thank you, Madison. That's good. Some natural light is doing good. Thank you. You saw what I was talking about, right? Yeah. We were ghosts. Yeah, this. Don't say his name. Fantastic.
I have to say, I think it's hilarious seeing a god, playing video games. There's something really like,
Have you ever seen me play video games?
Oh,
were you a god?
I am a god.
Remember that COD match?
I killed that.
That was godly.
Both COD matches, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because I beat
I
Taylor
love
twice.
that.
True,
Love
true.
this.
Tell everybody who chopped house.
Stormbreaker. Oh, who was swinging Stormbreaker? Very, very Jack Sparrow right there.
Mm.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but I absolutely love that Korg and Meek were with him, too.
Mhm.
That's just so great. He's got his homies.
His boys, yeah.
Just the sly little jab he takes to him, but yeah, it's definitely growing on me. The first time I was pretty uneasy about it. And it's happened in the comics, so there's precedent for it, so
It's pizza time.
pizza time. Toby's out there somewhere.
But then you think I'm down there wallowing in my own self-pity, waiting to be rescued and saved. I'm fine, okay? We're fine. Oh, good here, mate.
Oh, good here, mate.
And that's Taika, right? Who
Yeah.
plays Korg? That's great.
I hate there's a line in here
attacking me
that
with
they ADR'd. It's like they added it with Hulk
could use my
saying,
arm.
"Yeah, we need you, pal." I didn't think it was needed. They could have just had this nice 15 seconds on just quiet Thor, but they didn't want the dead air, as Taylor would say.
That's right.
You could re-edit the whole movie and just remove that line and then just burn it to DVD.
I
for
honestly
yourself.
would like the movie a little bit better because I don't think they needed that line in there. You could tell they had that there and then they added it in because if you hear it, obviously right now we can't, but it's him re-recording the line and it's like, we don't need that. So yeah, we're about like
On a Hawkeye scene here.
yeah. So for recording, also we had our opening, but we're 58 minutes in, so it was probably about like over 45, or maybe over 50 minutes, so we got an action scene, which is very
Wow.
ballsy for a big movie like this. But I think they hold the attention so well. They were.
That's interesting, though, because,
fine.
like, when you're in the theater watching this movie, I feel like time just stands still. So you never really know, like, when the hour marks are. So it is interesting that this is an hour in. I also love his Ronin look. It just looks so sick. Plus, I'm just a huge fan of Tokyo, so it's just cool seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
They did confirm in the Hawkeye show that we're gonna get more of him as Ronin.
Oh, really?
And flashbacks.
Cool.
So
Oh,
that's
that's
very
interesting.
exciting. Yeah.
That is really exciting. I don't know too much about it in the comics, but just from what I've seen, it looks sick.
Me, it was never a big run I read, and even then, like it's kind of like a blip in his history, you know.
Because it's basically just from his past, right? Yeah. Shouts out to the Wolverine movie.
Check out our X-Men retro. Could be the same movie. We don't know.
That is true.
same universe. Look at this.
I like the music in this scene. It's kind of funny.
There's a part coming up here, and I understand why, but people talking about Deadpool and Blade needing to be PG-13. He slit a guy's throat in this movie. Yeah, it's very close. They cover it up, but still, you saw blood coming from the man's throat. Like, Blade can be PG-13. Everyone calm the fuck down, you know? Like, why isn't that a Marvel Ultimate Alliance costume, you know? It'd be so good.
They're working on it.
It'd be nice.
I hope. It'd be great.
That's how I clean my knife after I
like his
butter
bracers.
my jam my toast
Yeah.
with jam.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
It's pretty
actually.
messy.
And you don't use a butter knife either.
Use a full-on
Use
sword.
that.
I use
exact
that
sword.
blade.
Yeah, with the holes in it.
Yeah.
For,
How much did that cost at auction?
I made it myself actually.
Oh, okay,
Nice,
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
it's very jaggedy.
So it's a knockoff.
No, it's not.
Made by
knockoff.
Hanzo?
It's an original. Hanzo Hattori.
Yeah.
Feige came to you for the sword for the movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they said it was shit, and they made their own.
Wow.
Good callback to them meeting as far as, you know, roles were reversed. If you hear the history lessons of Blood on Our Ledger, they wanted him to kill her. Same thing as they didn't say kill Clint, but they said like, hey, like we don't know if we could trust him in
Hey,
the
kill
group
him. You
anymore.
know, take him out if you need to. So
Yeah, so it's like a good flip, but this line's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
this
just
is a
been
good
memed
line.
to all hell though.
It's been very memed.
Don't give me hope. Yeah, and it's one of my favorite memes. I use it all the time if I can, you know. Like great follow-up line, yeah. But Jeremy Renner is fantastic in this. Everybody's fantastic in this movie.
Everybody,
But
yeah.
you can tell Oscar-nominated actor. Like when he gets some actual material to work with, he can really bring it. I
What
think
has he been
does this
nominated
movie.
for?
The Town.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's such a
fantastic
good
movie.
movie.
Very underrated Rolling Stone song right now, Doom and Gloom. It's probably their last good song. Not last good song, but their last really good hit. But fantastic. And if you look at all the songs in this movie, Doom and Gloom.
I
stuff like that,
respect the Lebowski reference.
Mhm. All of them are to do with like that, like world-ending stuff, doom and gloom. You know, like nice little placement of the soundtracks or the songs they picked.
It's a good note.
You get the white Avengers suits, white
I
and
didn't
red.
even look up trivia for this. This is just all off my noggin. I also don't like this joke coming up.
I'm being careful. These are Pym particles, right? Ever since Hank Pym got snapped out of existence, this is it. This is what we have.
I think all Hulk's just looking like, yeah.
Yeah.
One round trip each. That's it. No do-overs. Plus 2 test runs.
Yeah, I don't like that joke. I feel like he's done it enough. That wouldn't happen, and especially in such a
Makes
dire.
him seem pretty stupid.
Yeah, and in such a dire
Look
situation.
at that tattoo.
That tattoo's so
Looking like
good.
Jason Momoa.
In such a dire situation, I feel he would be a little bit more careful. You know.
Look at that hair, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not obey gravity. That hair.
Absolutely not.
I remember those memes where Hawkeye's barber got snapped halfway through cutting his hair.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
were just so good.
I like it. I consider one day I want to get it, you know? Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't look good, but
It works with the suit. As long as you wear that suit, I think you can pull it off.
If you want to be
True.
Hawkeye for Halloween, I think you could pull it off.
I love that Hawkeye volunteers because I feel like he's basically fine if this doesn't work, it just kills him.
Oh, yeah.
You know? That's what I love about him.
Well, like, it's just a crazy... like, what has he been doing for the last 5 years?
Killing people.
Exactly. Like, that's crazy.
Bill and Ted.
Time trap, diehard. This is I don't know why everyone believes that, but that isn't true. Think about it. If you travel to the past, that past becomes the future.
Hmm.
The former present becomes the past.
Something people still debate, which I don't understand. As I think they explain it 3 times very clearly in this movie.
Tune into our review, which
Yes,
we
yes,
discussed
that was
for
like
like
a
half an hour.
30-minute conversation.
At
Yeah.
this point, I don't try to understand. I just roll with it because it's entertaining.
It's very easy to understand.
Quantum realm action.
This is such a great scene, too, when he sees...
Oh, yeah.
Does he see his daughter? I can't remember.
Just about. He hears
Okay.
him, and then he goes to look, and yeah.
Because she
Again,
responds.
Some heartbreaking act. Oof. Looking a little painful there.
And do we know, like, what year it is?
No, I imagine they probably sent them just at some point before the snap.
Yeah.
Could have been like any point before the snap, right? You know?
Because it's not like his kids aren't born yet. Like,
No,
you
no,
see
no.
them and they look pretty identical to what they were.
My joke on their review is they send back in time, and when he looked in the house,
Yeah.
there was another man there in the house.
It was Ant-Man, remember? I told
Right,
her.
Yeah, it's like he comes
Makes
back and
sense.
he's ready to kill Scott. There's just this really love triangle thrown into Avengers Endgame. This is where his hair doesn't look good. His,
Oh,
his
no,
hair
it's-
is wild right
It's
now.
windblown. Also, I must say, like the look of the suits, kind of going away on me. Like first time I saw them, I really liked them. The more I see them,
It looked weird when you, from behind there. when he was
especially
walking.
like I find like the boots just kind of look weird to me. I don't know.
They're a little bulky,
Yeah.
but they're like not bulky in a cool way. They're like bulky like Crocs.
Yeah. No, that's a really good reference, actually.
Oh, the
Let's do it.
score, everything. Just Renner getting to fucking.
That is a
act
really good
finally.
score, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not like the suits. I still am fine with them. I think the reason why I'm fine with them now is because they're not in the movie too much. When I thought the whole, like at least when they do travel back in time later on, they're all in regular costumes. When I thought it was going to be like that for a lot, I was like, I don't want these suits.
Yeah.
Especially if like Iron Man, like I was thinking something big was going to die, so I don't want to see Iron Man die in like one of these stupid suits. You know, like that was always my fear. Like, oh, he's going to die in these Avengers. You know.
And like they only use them for the quantum realm, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like an Ant-Man suit.
And I like they only use them for this, but they still have to put the branding on it. You know, the Avengers is pretty much kind of dead. You know,
Gotta sell those toys.
100%.
I remember like seeing this scene and just being like, all right, now we're getting into
100%.
it. Yeah.
This is when
Yeah.
I sat up. I was
It's
like,
like a
man.
heist movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going back to not just one, because we had seen set photos of the New York, so I thought, oh, we'll go back there. But then we're going back to all these places.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah. I know we haven't gone to it yet, but when they go to fuck, I forget about it. Guardians 1.
Oh, such
So
a good scene.
good. Yeah.
Who? And I love all the not fan theories, but suggestions. You can see different times where two stones were together, because people brought up when they go get the ether, why didn't they get the Tesseract there? Because the Tesseract was just in the vault and whatnot. So
Right.
it's fun.
Fucking love Thor.
I just love the zoom.
Is he dead?
His hand's like almost in his pants.
Oh, yeah.
And Rhodes throws the most shade at Thor in this movie. He does it several times.
He
It's
throws
pretty funny.
straight at
The cheese
Ant-Man, too.
whiz
I think
in his
he's always
face.
doing that.
This just
That's what happens
really
when you
gets me
lose your leg.
excited for Love and Thunder when Natalie Portman
Me
comes
too.
back in. Oh
The
my
moment when
God.
he says Jane and he just pauses like she was a flame. It's
An
good.
angry
yeah.
sludge.
I love that line. My old flame.
Thor is explaining the ether story to everybody.
Oh,
everyone
God,
except
Dark
for
Elves.
everyone except for
Ooh,
Paul Rudd hates the
scary.
story. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Is that from Thor 2 when she does that?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that, so
always comes
Not many
back to
people
Dark
does,
World.
yeah.
No, yeah, I-
Always does.
unfortunately.
See,
He's so into this.
He's like, oh my god, yeah. This is all new to him, right?
I feel like he was a sleeper pick going into this movie. Like people kind of didn't think that he would have that much of an impact role, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
was great in it.
Ant-Man, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't clarify. Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it's fun because this is the first time he's really like in on it. You know, the other time they just go to the airport and
Yeah.
fight pretty quick. It's not
Yeah.
like there's really a plan going on.
Well, I was also gonna say like because this is like obviously Endgame. You would think that it's just. I mean, it is highlighted on those original Avengers, but I just kind of assumed that it would be them, and then like these other guys would just kind of be there as filler.
Yeah.
But like, I'm really happy with the role that he played in this
Mhm.
movie.
I
agree.
feel like Nebula is like the female equivalent of him too. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think she's gonna get this big stuff, but she gets a lot of it in this movie.
No,
Mhm.
exactly, and like
want to go to space, puppy?
like when we were watching Infinity War, because at that time I didn't really, not necessarily I hated that character like as Nebula, but
She won top tier.
no, exactly. But then I'm so
yeah,
glad
she's
that
a pretty
they.
one-dimensional character. in the
Yeah,
first
but I'm
Guardians,
so glad that they went the path that they did because now I love that character.
Yeah.
Whereas before I never would have, right? So shouts out to the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige and everyone else.
She's
that made
always
this
out of
movie possible.
breath. It kind of sounds like.
She does.
Probably lost some stuff.
They took out her vocal cord.
Yeah.
Notice the scene on her booty right there.
Again.
No,
lot of
again,
booty
yeah.
scenes.
Wow, a lot
Again.
of booty scenes.
Shouts to Karen Gillan.
What was I gonna say?
It's a cyborg booty though. It's not
Yeah.
her original one.
Prosthetics.
Oh,
Now-
and I think back to the Thor. That's what I forgot to mention with the Thor thing. I think that's good that he actually never ended up hooking up with Valkyrie or anyone like that, because now that kind of Jane thing is a little open. You know, like if he would have had a girlfriend in between, it would have been like, the effect's kind of gone. But
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Jane character, but hopefully with Taika and Love and Thunder, she's about to become Thor, so they got to make her a good character. You know. Another trailer shot
So-
where they took out Hulk and Thor in the corner.
Cool.
Yeah, and obviously this one they took out a lot of people.
Look how bulky Nebula looks in the back. She looks okay.
My favorite is
You're pro Nebula right now, aren't you?
I told you she's became one of my favorite characters.
my favorite. I don't understand why Rhodey's is so big because I get that he's War Machine, but Iron Man is also like armor on, But like they go back in time.
Iron Man's got nanotech.
Yeah,
War
I
Machine's
know.
using like the
I know.
old tech, just the old bulky tech from Iron
Yeah.
Man 1.
And what I also tell myself is he has that so he can walk, like that's why. But it's still just always funny. Like I feel like we could have got him a little smaller, but
Jeremy Renner fixed his hair.
It stays that way even when the helmet comes on.
and this
you know?
scene I love because it feels
True.
like Tony realizing like how much he missed Cap. He says that at one point, like, "Oh, I miss your enthusiasm," but like
Yeah, right there.
right there, and yeah, that is just that moment, which is like, man. Like, I remember why I worked with this guy. This
Whatever,
is
and
fucking
then-
Captain America. And that's when I feel another subtle forgiveness moment of like, yeah, we're in this together. Like,
I love
fucking
that
got you,
line
boy.
too by Rocket. He's pretty good at that.
Yeah, right? But I love the little, like I said, at first I was very uneasy, but I love that stuff because it's just, we're back together. There's one moment later coming up, I'll point out at the end fight. He just picks him up and says that's a fun line.
Rocket's so
Rocket.
good in this movie too.
Oof, such a brutal
Oh,
thing for you
yeah.
to say that. See you in a minute. And then,
Like retroactively, like knowing
yeah.
what's yeah.
Black
Yeah,
Widow coming
that is-
May
I forgot about
2020.
I don't really understand how his beard fit in there, but we'll go with it. It's Marvel.
If Rhodey's whole fucking suit can fit in there, that beard sure can fit in there.
Well, it's just that like it was hanging down, and then as soon as they like
It
go
sucks
to
that in,
like,
like a vacuum.
Probably like pushes up over his face
Yeah.
and can't see.
it's just you can't see his eyes.
Do you think
Yeah.
they should have got someone to hang back with like the time machine stuff and just make sure that everything's working?
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
they
what
might
if
have
another
a
rat
janitor.
came through and clicked on some buttons, you know?
I'm sure Pepper's probably hanging back with like Morgan.
No, she's in
No,
the
she's in the
fucking
cabin.
cabin.
Let's go,
They
Cap.
could have got.
I just love seeing this.
They could have
scene.
got Okoye to come in for a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
They never answered. I hope in Black Panther they answer who was like the leader of Wakanda
Yeah.
while T'Challa's gone. Like
You'd
they kind of
think
make
it's
it,
Okoye.
but she could just be the leader of the army, right? Technically, she has no royalty.
Yeah,
Well, they
but-
can't have another Black Panther, right? Because they have no more flowers.
Well, yeah,
I think the rules changed after the snap, though.
true. Ugh. So the crudest.
I feel like they're standing a little too close for him to not notice them.
Yeah.
Taylor chiming in,
It's
Look at
Hulk.
that! Look at that! Look at those Hulk abs.
roaring softly. Sanctum.
Some little adding some stuff here that apparently Ancient One was helping out in the fight. Not really helping out, just
She was just
protecting her zone.
defending, yeah.
She's honestly just having fun getting that KDR up.
yeah, oh yeah.
Practicing for the Area 51
Yeah,
raid.
exactly.
Wow, that's an old meme already. When
I'm,
is
I'm
it?
trying to resurrect it.
Yeah.
I want to see people go.
Gotta do a Geekverse version.
I'll be covering
Like
it.
Pan Solo would definitely go there.
He's probably from there, to be honest. We
That's
don't know
right.
where he came
No,
from.
Taylor's from there.
Taylor.
He's
where-
our alien.
I thought no. See, my new origin of
Look at
Taylor.
there's so many layers on the Ancient Ones. Look at that. How many shirts is she wearing?
Holy, no
It's
kidding.
all one layer,
Yeah,
just
it's all-
six different
yeah.
hemlines.
I think you're wrong. I think she's
My
wearing
new
7
origin.
shirts.
My new origin for Taylor is that Robert Pattinson William Dafoe. Like he was in a lighthouse for 5 years. That's my.
He
new
thinks
origin
it's
for Taylor.
5
My
years.
father was a lighthouse keeper.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be naked? That's my big
I-
question.
I
She
kind of
put him
agree.
with clothes when she pushed the body out.
Yeah.
Or I would say, why wouldn't he have just the pants on and
Yeah.
be shirtless? I think it's because Mark Ruffalo doesn't work out, so he's like, I'm not doing any nude
Okay,
scenes.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
I love little.
Let's go, Mark Ruffalo.
Loki.
As Guardian Maiden. Ooh.
Ooh.
Loki coming 2021.
You know, fuck Asgard.
Oh, there's
I've
Jane.
said it once,
I
I'll say
love
it
that
again.
line. What's your deal with Asgard?
Very boring. Look at how well they did Wakanda as just a place and a people,
Yeah.
and how boring Asgard is in every single
But
Well,
movie.
because it's about the people. It's not a place.
It's not a place.
Dylan.
Asgard is its people.
I know, but I said that Wakanda is great because there's a people and a place.
I know, but Odin says Asgard's not about a place. It's about people.
Whenever I think of Odin, I just think of the bad CGI and the
Look at
ocean
it.
scene.
It's beautiful. But you do notice that that's where New Asgard is, right?
Hmm?
You did notice that's where New Asgard is, right? Where
What's
he
your
said
question?
it's beautiful. Odin.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They didn't CGI it though this time.
No, they didn't CGI it this time. Thank
They went to
goodness.
the bay.
My mother.
My old flame.
Just brutal. You think you could have picked a different
Yeah.
day to come back to? You know. Well, I guess no, you couldn't because that's the first day the ether got there.
Yeah.
So
Such a
it
good.
almost would have been better if they would have went do. Well, I guess they only got one trip, right? I was trying to think. You could have got to the ether first on Earth and then go to the Tesseract, but they didn't think about that. Tony and Steve plan to go back to the Shield base.
Such a great moment too with him and his mom.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that scene.
Oh yeah.
So
When he gets the hammer.
I know
back, too.
we've talked about this briefly in random casts, but really, why didn't they get Captain Marvel to come back and help with this mission? Right? Why not?
She's helping on Earth,
They don't have
or
access.
she's
to her?
helping some other places.
This is the only thing that's important. This is
This
the
is
most
true.
important.
You sound like
task
an
in the
Earthling.
galaxy.
We don't know how long it is.
That's
to
the thing.
talk
We don't
to
know
her.
if they don't have like direct contact to her. If she just shows up once a month or something. But
Yeah.
I feel like they needed to explain that in some way.
That was my.
To me,
thought
it's a big
process.
question that doesn't really make sense.
When she's just like, I'm gonna be gone for a while. To me, it's like I'm unreachable. Like that's what I take it as, you know. And even then, let's say if Captain Marvel's in the middle of war, it is a time travel thing. But what happens if she goes, "Oh, if I leave, 10,000, a million people are gonna die"? And is she gonna? Do you think Captain Marvel as a character would leave that situation?
Yeah, because 10,000 for half of all.
If
everything.
it works though, and she doesn't. This is what I'm saying. She doesn't know their plan. If the plan is over the calm, like come back so we can time travel, I don't buy that Captain Marvel's going to leave somewhere to let millions and millions of people to die. And that's why I still think there's a chance that I don't know if it's the 90s where it is, but I still think there's a chance that Captain
Oh.
Marvel 2 is a prequel.
I'm so excited. Such a beautiful shot.
Very nice shot. One of those little lizards.
Why do they need to put another ship there for them to fly? They don't have to fly anywhere. They just have to activate pin particle and teleport back. Like that's what they do. They leave the little ship there, but they teleport out
What
of
if
the
shit
room.
hits the
Because
fan?
she has to fly to the exact spot at Morak. So they don't want to land where Star-Lord is, because what happens if they land close to him and he sees that
but
ship?
he's not there yet.
No, but this is what I'm saying. If they land there and he's coming down and he sees that ship, what if he decides, I'm not going to go for it now because someone else is already there, right? They're just trying to be incognito.
I guess so. But they're just. I don't know. They should just
Shouts out
drop
to
them
Budapest.
off
Yeah,
here.
random Budapest
It's
throwback.
strange.
They really want you to know that Budapest is a thing.
He never actually met Quill.
Well, they're
I
not
guess.
flying anywhere then in the ship that they left there. They're
Maybe
just
it's just
taking
for
cover.
precautions then.
I guess.
They have a sandwich in there.
And do you even know for a fact it's a ship? Did they say ship?
Yeah, that's the mining ship that you get to see in Guardians of the Galaxy
But
2.
did they say in this movie it's a ship? You don't know. They could retool it. It's just like a boombox player to attract Quill.
boombox for Claw's mixtape?
Yeah, exactly.
SoundCloud.
The SoundCloud link's in there. Shouts to Claw. He should make a comeback in this movie, you know? Claw and Killmonger, somehow.
I don't know. I don't think this movie needed more characters,
Malekith while you're at it.
Oh
I'm
dear.
not going to go that far.
except for Captain Marvel. Where are you at, Captain Marvel?
She's right there. Oh no.
Let's go, Gamora.
I thought that was
Shoulder
her.
pads, 10 out of 10. I'm a big shoulder pads person.
Are you?
I love shoulder
You
pads.
should play Marwin. A lot of shoulder pads in there.
Does he? Does he, Madison? Can you confirm?
Ooh. Good old sisterly battle.
I've not seen any sisters slap each other that much, you know, but
Really?
nope. So my question is how... I assume that this stuff that's happening with Gamora and Nebula is the same time as Peter going to Morag, right?
Uh-huh.
So I feel like when we get that in Guardians, Peter gets the stone, and then when Gamora goes down to Earth, or goes down where her stone is, she's already turned and she's trying to keep the stone away from Thanos, right? But I feel like at this point she's still kind of with Thanos. So I feel like the times don't really match up, unless when Peter got the stone, there was some time travel, or like
well,
some
when
time.
when Peter gets a stone, technically they weren't with Thanos. They were with Ronan at this point.
That's
in
what I
time.
mean, right?
Oh,
so isn't the
Thanos'
timing a little
weapon.
off?
That is
Such
off.
a good look.
Unless
weapon.
there's some time in
blood.
between Star-Lord getting the stone and then going to sail it, right?
There has to be
There has
because
to
yeah,
be.
it's off.
Because it makes no. I've always thought that, but I trust them.
I still wish they had the weapon in Ultimate Alliance, personally, but
So yeah, that would have been sick. Maybe they'll add it. Sometime.
Thane was the equivalent to that weapon.
Oh
God.
yeah, Thane, my boy. Thank you, Madison.
My balls dropped when I saw this. I was thinking, wow,
Wow.
Nebula is like
Wow.
really
Balls
messing
dropped?
with them.
took a long time, eh?
Just need to see Endgame turns boys to men.
So is it based on proximity? Is why these projections start happening?
I think so. It's kind of like a file corrupting one another, you know, because she's more computer than she's person.
Yeah.
So, but I actually don't like. I can't.
It's like you can't, if you're paying for the low subscription of Netflix, you can't have multiple subscriptions like viewing at the same time because
So
it'll
her-
start to fuck up like Nebula.
her
Right.
parts are made from low Netflix subscription parts. That's what Taylor said.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The Russo should have said that in an interview.
Netflix is gone in the 5 years forward.
Yeah.
Just Disney Plus all the way.
All the characters have this meta moment. What's Disney Plus? Oh, I don't know. And that's when you bring in Deadpool. Well, I'll take that drink. Even the subtitles, great.
Yeah.
2012 Iron Man.
Earlier
Yeah.
it said 2014 Nebula.
Nice,
It did, but
nice.
it didn't say 2014 Gamora. It just said Gamora.
Yeah, that's right. Does that mean she didn't actually die? She just time traveled back in time?
I'm kind of curious. It's hard to. You don't want to put too much faith in the subtitles, right? Because they're, they giveth and they taketh away, right?
There is a cutout scene that I like when they had to film these again. Chris Evans put on that suit. He's like, I can't believe I shot a whole movie in this suit.
Mm.
Just because he didn't like it. And it's funny because I've tried to figure out, I like the suit when he doesn't have a helmet on, but when the helmet's on, the suit looks bad. It's the ear section. They don't have the
Yeah.
cutouts, so his ears are pinned
And
back.
that Black Widow costume. Whew.
I'm going to say the Thor
That's something.
costume's a woof, and he has a good booty going on. Lots of booties happening.
I like how Hulk is
There's a
still
lot of
Hulk
booties in this
mode
movie.
at this point because I feel like everything's calmed down. He'd change back, you know?
Probably my favorite joke is coming up. One of my favorite jokes, I'll say.
Hulk looks really fucking weird in this scene. Look at his face. That is not right.
It looks like 2012
Nope.
Hulk.
Nope.
But the stairs joke coming up, that is
oh, yeah.
top 5 Endgame jokes for me. Might be one, but it is great.
Which one? Did I miss it or is it coming
It's
up?
coming up.
What mark is that for the helmet? Do you see that, Taylor?
That looked like Mark II.
so?
I know I'm not Taylor, but I just really wanted to
Sorry,
answer.
I meant to say Kirkland.
Okay,
actually.
thank you.
I didn't see the helmet, but I
Oh
know
my
the
God.
first 10 marks.
Okay, well, it was the silver one.
Silver one? That's Mark II.
Oh!
Good job, Kirkland.
2 points to Kirkland.
Let's go town.
Let's go town.
You said that was Mark II?
Yeah, the silver one was
Who?
Mark II before he
Mark
painted
who?
it, remember?
I thought you meant the suit right here. I'm like,
No, this is like Mark
you're
70
a
or
fucking
something.
rocker. Oh, this is Mark II.
Shouts out to Dylan for that great joke.
I thought it was pretty good. The fans heard it.
Great callback scene, because obviously we don't
I
go to
got-
the Winter Soldier movie, but just fantastic.
I was going to say, I think this is one of my favorite scenes, this whole movie.
The Russos tribute themselves. That's some meta shit right there.
The Russos are always attributing themselves.
When I was
They
watching
should.
this, for some reason, I thought this was the scene from Winter Soldier. So I was like, okay, this, like shit's gonna go down. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, that doesn't make sense because it's Avengers. So then I was kind of like confused on like why there was so much like tension in this scene, but I just loved how they played it off.
And a good shout to the comics, because a few years ago there was a very controversial moment where Captain America did join
Yeah.
Hydra, but that was
Very controversial.
same time
Short-lived.
as funny was
So good.
was revealed to be time travel as well. So
Mm. It's always time travel.
because what that was, someone time traveled back in time to get Steve Rogers as a kid and took him into Hydra, so he grew up to be in Hydra. So that's how it happened.
Here you go, Travis.
Shoutouts to Inception, which also has a lot of stairs.
Mhm.
That's what
let's
that
go
scene is
Inception.
referencing, actually.
This is also just a great scene.
Thumbelina.
Ooh. Oh,
Hey, let's
He
go.
always makes these like small little sexual.
but he
innuendos.
never goes in
Innuendos.
the Thanos, if you
No.
will.
The Thanos.
Let's go,
Big
Thane.
shot to Rod Redford, who's now retired, but this is technically his last movie. So
He
It's a
doesn't look
good way
that
to end
old.
it.
what?
He doesn't look that old.
He's been working for a long time. That's
Okay.
why. Working, directing, Hollywood great.
This guy's just talking trash to Odin. You don't fuck with Odin. Odin's gonna fuck with you.
They don't know who Odin
Nah,
is,
fuck
though. And to
Odin.
them, remember, these
Yeah,
aren't
but Thor,
gods. These
Thor
are-
is standing in front of this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, you piece of shit. You're gonna let me take."
but to them,
Loki."
they're not gods. To some people, they're not gods. They're aliens, right? It's the
Yeah, but
exact same thing.
I wouldn't be talking trash to.
I was gonna say
He's fucking Hydra though.
I was gonna say, if some guy came up to me in the street and he was wearing a Thor costume, I wouldn't buy it.
Lift up the hammer, light up some
Yeah.
shit.
Like at least let me try and lift it.
He's convulsing.
I love when Tony calls that. I feel like if
You're a
I saw
chest
myself
machine?
just like having a cardiac arrest, I would probably call a medic.
Yeah, that's good.
Looking out for
Cosmo's
number one,
hair
right?
is so bad here because it's a wig. Oh God, is it bad?
Oh,
here.
this one hurts me. Oh fuck.
Where's their wig? You said a wig?
Look at Loki's hair.
It looks rubbery.
Oh yeah. And then
Dylan loves characters with wigs.
Yeah, I do.
classic
bad
Marvel
wigs.
setting up a pilot for their own show in the Avengers Endgame. Loki coming. Can't wait for that show to see what it's gonna be. If you didn't listen to our Phase 4 breakdown of Con, I still predict Loki might come back because I think Doctor Strange might bring him back. Because his movie's called The Multiverse of Madness, and if he's in a multiverse, I think there's a chance. Second swear by Captain America in this movie.
I have eyes on Loki. 14. I'm not Loki.
I'm not Loki.
Don't want to hurt.
Can you just... Okay. I was going to say, can you just be one of those classic moments? I'll tell you something that nobody knows but yourself.
He does later on.
I know, okay.
In a very...
That's why I caught myself.
I will give it... I will give a shout out. People, some people say jokingly, but it is very BVS moment where they're fighting and he says a name and they stop fighting. So it is a very similar moment. But great.
Yeah, because
scene.
BVS is the first movie to do that.
No, but it's a comic book crossover.
It's the best movie to do it
Right,
to
right.
date,
It's
including
a
this
comic
one.
book crossover. It's similar. It's an important character to them.
That would hurt like a
Those
Monday.
boys sure
Not
can
for
take
them.
a
Yeah,
beating.
not if you're a super soldier.
Yeah,
take those.
Not if you got a booty like that, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Just cushion the fall.
Exactly.
But
Why'd
great
you
idea.
say that
Just
name?
just having these two people. Exactly. Yeah. Why'd you say the name? It's very similar.
I guess it is his trump card he was holding on to.
Oh yeah.
He thought maybe he could just kick his ass, but
Boom. Which I don't think Cat would know how to use that, but I'll write it off.
Well, he apparently can
he could just
wield the
poke them,
hammer.
right?
So.
Oh yeah. Well, the hammer makes sense. That's like his willpower.
So did he
That's-
just kill him? Do you think?
No, he
No,
just
he just
knocked him
dazed
out.
No, I think he killed him.
what if he just used Loki's power and just like
Took
turned
him for
him?
the ride.
Yeah,
Classic
yeah,
line.
exactly.
Come with me. Well, then 2012 timeline's really fucked.
That is true.
There's no Captain America.
Oh, they don't realize how much they screwed over the 2012 timeline. They
I
don't
think-
care at all.
I think Loki might fix it. I think that's gonna happen in a show. I think he might.
Oh, yeah.
He has to be
Put
a
on
good
a
guy.
play. Everyone reenacting it again.
I don't think so, but I'd like Matt Damon back, play Loki again
Yeah, that'd
for
be
the
cool.
third time.
The Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time.
Time.
One of the stones
Gotta say, Ancient One was a great cameo as well. I was not expecting that one in
Yeah,
the theater.
me
Just
neither.
fantastic. It's exposition, but it's good to use her as exposition because we weren't
Yeah.
expecting her. Great character. Probably will never see her again, so that's what's
True.
fun about bringing her back.
Mm-hmm.
So she's implying that without the stone, that
They'd be
the
fucked.
planet would be vulnerable. So now that they go back to their reality where the stones don't exist anymore, how come they're not fucked?
Well, they might be.
Galactus foreshadow?
That might be the thing where they were maybe protected and somebody could come in. So I think that'll come into play. Even though they've said a way that they could go get the stones any time now, right? They just got to go back to the ancient one. Hey,
Yeah.
we need that stone again.
because they were leaving out the most important.
Hey, and can you give us Black Widow too? We kind of miss her.
Yeah.
And she's just pissed because she's like, this is not my timeline. I don't want to be here.
We will. I will.
Yeah, he's repeating himself.
Promise. It's the duty of the Sorcerer Supreme to protect Time Stone.
And why the hell did Strange give it away?
What did he say?
Strange, he gave it away. He gave it to Thanos.
Willingly.
Yes.
If you're watching along, we're just at the part now where Hulk is about to get the time stone from Ancient One because she can see everything that's going to happen up until the day she dies, if people don't remember that.
Ooh,
So
I do not remember that.
she knew Strange was going to be, that, but she doesn't see the events of Infinity
Mhm.
War or Endgame because that is obviously past her life. So
But does she see her own death?
Yeah.
That's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, not a fate you want.
A
So that
heart's
probably means
heavy
Doctor
burden to
Strange has
bear.
seen his own death.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I brought up. I think it may have been offcast, but something that hit me in a second watch when they get to Doctor Strange at the end. You got to think that when he saw all the possibilities, he saw, like, when he saw the one, he saw Tony Stark have his kid, get married, everything like that, and then die. Very, very cool and very, very brutal if you think about it. And I hope that's something they touch upon in Doctor Strange 2 is just like the trauma that would do to a person. And he doesn't have to be like mopey about it, but just like the fact that he would have saw that and know like, oh, this man's going to have a kid. He's going to love his life, but he still has to give himself
They
up.
could make an entire movie of just Doctor Strange experiencing all these different lives.
And that's I think it's very subtle. They put in the kind of portals part, but it's just like, man, like there has to be like kind of a level of guilt there. Like he's not controlling it, but still he's setting that into motion, you know. So,
Man, this is giving me Ultimate Alliance 3 like moments right now. Like
I know. I wish Thane was here though. You know.
I almost want him to be in this now.
I think we will one day see Thane. I hope we do just for the meme. You know. I don't think he'll be his big character.
I'm
but
sure we will see him.
Yeah.
I feel like they got to.
We're gonna see Thanos again one day. I'm probably see that. So.
I love us getting to see Ebony Maw again because I felt like we kind of lost him a little too early in Infinity
It's
War.
true.
So
He died too young.
He did die too young. I mean, he
Why
looks
do the
a little
great
old.
always die young?
I got a question for you, Travis. Does Ebony
curse
Maw
of
have like
27.
kind
He
of
was
like
27 in this movie.
wants to like overthrow Thanos with Thane? Because I was reading like a couple comics and it seems like that's the gist of what he wants to do, especially in Ultimate Alliance. It feels like he wants to overthrow him with
maybe,
Thane.
but if it's something newer stuff, like because they've done the Infinity Gauntlet lots of times, I'm more familiar with like the classic stuff, so I couldn't full on answer that. Like I don't have that much history with Ebony Maw. I read the Infinity Run, but I don't even know if I think I finished it, but I wasn't that interested in it. That's when they introduced the Black Order, but that's when they were just goons, I believe. So
okay.
yeah.
And they didn't put in the other member of the Black Order yet because she just joined in the
Supergiant.
comics. Yeah, Supergiant. Why wasn't she thrown in here again?
You don't
I think
need her.
They didn't need her. Even though I think you could actually, I actually would have preferred if they bumped Obsidian and put her in. You know,
Really?
more girl power, more
Obsidian's
girl power.
the big dude.
Yeah, like why not? Like
I don't know. I
Two
feel
and
like
two.
I think he was pretty cool.
I like the big dude. I feel like you need a big dude
I
to
feel
level
like
him out.
Supergiant fulfills
sexist
the same
cast.
role.
Yeah,
like-
you guys sound like
You don't
Taylor
know-
over
you
here.
can't assume
Come
his
on now.
gender.
no,
Yeah.
she has like
Maybe
she has like the same powers as Maul, kind of.
What? You can change it up. Easy.
Okay, well,
Easy.
why? Why would you do that?
Why not?
Why are you the way you are?
Jesus.
Ask the Lord and
Ask the
Savior
Lord.
Kevin Feige.
Poor Nebula. She's been put through
She's-
a lot.
She didn't do anything and she's getting fucked over, you know?
But she's gained Thanos' trust right now.
That's
you know?
right.
That's true.
Let's go 2012 Nebula or 2014 Nebula. I forget which one.
2014.
No one knows, honestly.
2014. I know.
2014.
This
I
part
might
is a
have to
very
watch right now,
sad
but
part too. I've seen a few like pics of just when she's talking to Thor and just like I've been raised by witches, boy. I see more than with my eyes. It's just so sad.
I don't know why that particular line's sad, but I agree with you. The scene is sad, and I've said this on the review about RP. I'm very glad that Rene Russo got some shine because it's always Odin in those all three movies, and very important part where Dark World. I think they kind of go over that, but now in retrospect, they've made this mean a lot more. So
Yeah.
I watched Nightcrawler like a few weeks ago again. Rene Russo's great in that. Everyone will go watch Nightcrawler after this.
Is that the Jake Gyllenhaal one?
Yeah, she plays like the.
I've yet to see it.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
you should see it. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's his, in
I've
my
only heard
opinion,
good
his
things.
best performance. Should have won an Oscar.
Isn't she like the fourth name on the casting in this movie?
Yeah,
what?
It's very strange.
She's like really high up.
We'll get into that in the
Yeah.
credits because
Yeah.
some of the ands make no sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful moment here. It's very good.
I was gonna ask earlier on. I didn't understand
Score.
how like since he stole the hammer, I guess that Thor didn't have it. But then I remember that Cap goes back in
Puts it
time
back,
with it. Yeah.
He didn't have it for like 2 minutes. He's
But
like, what's
how does he
going
know like specifically where it was? Or I guess it doesn't really
on?
matter.
He
'cause
just
Thor
goes
will
in
just-
Asgard, drops it, and then leaves. And I
Okay.
guess he has to re-stab her though. He has to like. There's a scene somewhere that Cap's doing
This
Rocket,
horror
but he's
vibe
stabbing
here.
her. Yeah, yeah. But
That's so good.
Yeah,
Rocket's
yeah.
great.
Cap did that exact same thing.
I love when he finally gets it and like the guards are
He just
chasing him.
ran
It's
out.
so
Time to
good.
go.
Yeah.
What were they calling him again? Rabbit? They were all
Yeah, they all because he calls him Sweet Rabbit in Infinity War. So nice little callback. And another reason I think this scene works because I don't think Odin would handle this the same way. Like Odin be like, I don't think his pep talk is the pep talk that Thor would.
Sometimes you need that sensitivity of a mother, you know.
No,
Yeah, the mother's
absolutely.
touch.
I agree with their choice to do the mother. I butchered my delivery
fine.
there, but I got it off.
Is Odin's wife
Point, you got
like
it
her
across.
name in the comics actually Frigga? Because I feel like they were like
Yeah.
trying to figure out like her name. What do we call her?
Frieza.
Like
no, it's Frigga.
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 You know they're
Frigga.
freaking out.
Frigga.
Frigga.
Yeah.
What's her last name? Do they have a last name?
Odin's son,
Frigga's
technically,
son.
right?
She's Frigga Odinson.
No, Frigga Odin's son, right? 'Cause
Odin's
he's
wife.
Thor Odin's
That
That's
almost
her
sounds
la-
like a
Her last name's
pun or
Odin's wife.
Because he.
Odin's wife.
Frigga wouldn't be
Oh,
Odin's son
that's
though,
a
because
good
she's
one.
not a son of Odin.
No, but she got married, so she might take on the last name.
Frigga married
Odin's flame.
son.
Odin's
Not
flame.
Mary's son.
Odin's flame.
Yeah.
Get
yeah.
that rabbit.
So what's Odin's last name? Odin's
Son.
dad.
Or maybe he's Odin's son.
No, because he'd be
Big bad
the
booty daddy.
Odin. What would it be? The son of his
Yeah,
grandfather's
son
name.
of
Son
I
of
think
Gloin.
he's just like the all father.
So she technically probably has whatever Odin's father's name was, right?
Yeah, probably.
Passes
Pretty
down.
convoluted. Why don't you just pick one, you know?
We don't pick
Look
one.
at me. I'm the Must family. Yeah. Me, myself, and I.
the
But your
son.
sister's no longer a Mus, right? So there you go.
You don't know that.
I know
You
that.
haven't seen the papers.
I've seen her comment
The
to you on stuff.
papers.
Her last name's changed on Facebook.
Does Facebook is that a legal
Oh,
document?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Facebook is not a legal marketplace.
And eat a salad.
You imagine other Thor just rips out of his hand. He's just wondering what the
Kills.
fuck.
That's what happened to one of the worst. And then just the beat comes here with Redbone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been how many years? It's been 5 years since he's had that sweet feeling of the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 6 years.
Oh man,
Definitely
I love
fun.
this.
The music
So
transition.
good.
Bye, Mom.
So he's an
All
idiot.
the musical
70s
transitions.
funk rock. Come
70s
on.
funk.
All the musical transitions in this movie are so
They're
good
perfect,
because they
yeah.
don't start when the scene skips. It like starts
This movie's
slightly
pacing
before.
is a godlike for
Oh,
a movie
yeah.
that's like 100 years long.
Because it's already an hour and a half, and it feels like it's gone quickly by.
Oh yeah.
This scene almost made my top 5 Marvel scenes in the
Oh, yeah.
ranking. Not this scene, but the original, just because it's just like sets the tone for Guardians so well, and everything you need to know about Star-Lord right there.
I think I like this scene
And
more
the
than the original.
shot
Though.
with no music is fantastic.
Just his reaction.
So he's an idiot.
Love how she
Yeah, she's so
Let's go Nebula.
Oh.
Oh, that would hurt.
He's
Oh.
concussed for sure.
Oh yeah,
Like there's no two ways about it. He might even have brain damage. He might be
They
dead.
could have murdered him. Yeah.
Yeah.
probably.
Their 2014 timeline's fucked up now too.
I was always confused why they didn't just let him open the door and then take him out, but
Because then you got to mess with the Who and his pals.
that's true.
And you don't know what Star-Lord is going to do, right? He might just kill them. Boom, done.
I mean, he wasn't looking though. If he was focusing on the lock.
If that was happening, then they would have been. If they showed up saying "who," that would literally be minutes after here.
Well, we
and
don't.
the Nebula and Gamora should have been with Ronan at this point right now. Because those goons and stuff, those are all troops that came from Thanos as well.
No, but remember what I said though, that the time jumping Guardians might be after he leaves this planet. So when he gets back on that ship and goes to sail, that could be in between that. Hey, the guards went to get the stone, they couldn't, so now I'm sending my daughters to you. I'm doing
But
work for
isn't
them.
all
but-
the stuff that Ronan
You are
has, the
doing work.
ships, like those Necro ships and those troops and stuff, those were all supplied by Thanos, though, weren't they?
yeah,
Because
but
you
that's
see them in-
the ships and the guards are not
But
as tier as-
time's already changed for them, right? Because they already saw the Nebula stuff from the future, and that already changed the scope of things, right?
There's the scene
true.
that he just commented that he could relate to her, even though he's like,
That's what I was talking about
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah, when she's like, I didn't used to be this way. He's like, yeah, I can relate. It's like, yeah, you just can't. You can't walk, but he walks all the time. She is a disaster.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Frankenstein's monster. Like Rhodey's comparing this to his like
Yeah.
leg injuries. Nuh-uh.
I gotta say, when that originally happened, and when she didn't go back, like with Rhodey, oh, I was like so torn.
Yeah.
Could you imagine watching a hologram of you getting your head just fucking sliced off and
Yeah.
just taking it like a champ?
Honestly,
Anytime.
I've been there,
Fuck.
and it's
Yeah.
pretty bad feeling.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Every dream I've had for the last 9 nights
Oh,
has been that.
The last 9 nights? That's so specific.
9, yeah.
That sounds like the plot of a horror movie.
I know.
For sure.
Tonight's gonna be 10.
Oh god.
Look, Thanos doesn't even
how many
blink.
nights does it go on?
Are you surprised though?
No, I just feel like, it would rattle some cages a little bit.
Rattle some cages.
I think it doesn't rattle him because he knows that he completed the snap. So that's what he's like really like.
He knows he won.
Yeah.
I won.
Kirkland's gone. He's given up.
Yeah, we never see him again. That 10th dream.
Catch him on the Infinity comedy track. Infinity War.
And then Ebony Maw just pops off here.
Just great armor on Thanos.
Mm-hmm. I and comic book fans were happy because we were getting a little salty in Infinity War trailers that he did not have his armor. I was like, yeah, I like this look of Thanos, but I want the armor. And luckily we get a whole movie with that. But yeah, Ebony Maw is about to pop off on Nebula right now because he does not trust her
Like
at
a
all.
champ.
Yeah, the Russos said in the Infinity War test screenings that everyone was a big fan of Ebony Maw, so
Cool.
that was clearly they were clearly right on that one.
In Infinity War or Endgame?
Infinity War, yeah, because they were talking about early on of like these new characters and say, oh well, Ebony Maw seems to be like a fan favorite so far, so
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. Like I like the other ones, but Obsidian doesn't talk. Corvus, Proxima, I think is pretty cool, but Corvus is like it's kind of there, you know.
Yeah, Corvus gets the least screen time, right?
Yeah, because he gets stabbed in Infinity War, right? And remember, he's out for
Yeah, when they're when they're finding Wanda and
yeah.
Vision.
I can't even remember who stabbed. Oh, Black Widow stabs him. Yeah.
Let's go Black Widow.
See, right here, she should have slapped her suit on and teleported.
I agree, but I guess she was trying to tell Black Widow and Hawkeye just in case they weren't
True,
done.
but she's being beamed up right now, so she should know she should just do it.
I agree. You're not wrong, but she was worried. She was nervous.
She was, yeah. Hitting the head with the Hulk.
This was our shot. We shot it. It's shot. 6 stones are nothing. 6 stones are nothing. Yourself, you know that? You're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself. No. One at a time height. You weren't on board with the time.
So we're in New York right now. They're arguing because they've failed getting the stones. It's between Tony Cap and Iron Man. Tony Cap and Ant-Man.
So do they ever mention the snap? Like, do they have a word for it in this movie? Because obviously in Spidey they have a.
I don't think they call it anything.
They call
in
it
this
the
I think
blip.
they
movie.
just say when he snapped. Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because the blip seems to be like the public's name for it, like news and whatnot.
I wonder if that's just like the teenagers though, like in Spider-Man that are.
Yeah, maybe because they don't know. Because technically, no one would know it was a snap, right? Other than like these people, no one was there.
No,
They just-
yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering if they had. I guess these guys would know it was a snap. So.
Yeah. What are we doing?
The adults are talking, Scott.
Oh, pretty much. And a great moment coming up here as well. Another like subtle thing that Tony won't go unless Cap gives that go ahead. You know, full on admitting that Cap is the leader of the Avengers and he trusts
Yeah.
them more than himself because Tony has made many mistakes.
He
as
sure has.
You can see throughout this franchise.
Captain Steve, America Rogers.
And this is a big committal for Tony. Because if he doesn't come back, it's tough. Your call. See? Your call. Love that. Got the Last Stanley cameo coming up here. Make love.
70s rock song.
Welcome back,
Not
Kirkland
war.
Patzer.
Thank you for having me. 420.
Enough
Let's
said.
go.
Enough said. It's alright.
So who's the woman in the car with him?
Has to be his wife.
It's Star-Lord's mom.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Who?
She was getting around. Hanging out with gods, hanging out with Stan Lee.
Absolutely love. Out of all the time travels, this is probably my favorite set piece.
It's pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty special. Does Tony ever wear the specific glasses that he gave Spider-Man?
Many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah?
Many times.
Many times.
Here's your second Community cameo right here for the movie.
Mm.
But yeah, the two things is one, obviously get the nice setup of like Peggy, and that's just a good callback because we don't know that he's gonna go back in time at the end of the movie, so you feel like this is his last chance. But to me, when you see him see her, it's like him clicking of like, hey, if I survive, I'm done. I'm coming back here, you know. And Tony, I love because when him and his dad see each other, I thought for sure you're gonna get this like, oh, his dad's after him in the briefcase, like stop that man, like. But no, they take the time. They get a great scene here. This is like, if I had to top 3 scenes of this movie, the scene between Tony and his dad is phenomenal.
I just had unrelated and random thought. Couldn't they have just gone back to go get more Pym particles?
That's what they're doing.
But I don't know. I feel like wouldn't that be like the first? Maybe
Well, there were no Pym particles in the present, so they're trying to do two birds with one stone.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
They knew they were both here.
I feel like that's like a good first plan. Like everyone could just go do that together. Just get a bunch of Pym particles and you just load up.
True.
Yeah, they didn't really load up properly.
It's like the classic genie, like more wishes thing, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything about these guys' interaction coming up here is just fantastic. Obviously, they've always had like a troubled relationship.
Mhm.
I got a big relationship with my dad, so that's why this type of stuff matters. But like every Dr. Zola, nice shout out to Zola there, still
the
working.
computer
Classic
program,
Zola.
right?
Yeah,
Floppy
yeah.
disk?
He's not a programming yet, though. He's still alive, right? He's still hating his life, but everything, just talking about his daughter, and you can tell at one moment, like he just wants so badly to tell him that, like, you have a grandchild now. You know, like everything they do is, oh, love this stuff.
Do you think he's older than Howard Stark?
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the same thing. There's so much like layers of scene. That's what I love. I thought for sure you'd get the him being like, "Oh, why are you down here?"
Yeah,
and I did
exactly.
not want that.
Yeah.
And that's why I love that this movie takes with this and Peggy. It takes like a nice 10-minute breather here of like, yeah, some people might not like it. You could cut out, but this is the stuff that like makes these heroes great. And that's the original Ant-Man helmet that he wore in the '60s. So this is, I think, the worst de-aging they've ever done, in my opinion, because I don't know if they actually have footage of Michael Douglas this young. So I think they tried to their best, but he looks very plasticky.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like the guy from Breakfast Club, actually.
Yeah, he does.
The-
Emilio
the
Estevez.
skid, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, because it's funny, in the other Ant-Man movies, I've always thought the de-aging looks perfect on him. This one, he looks very, very computer generated. Very Rogue One Tarkin-ish. Here, Cap's going to get the Pym particles. Coming up is one of my favorite tracks, Whatever It Takes. It's after this. It's a bit more quieter track, but it is a fantastic moment. Chris Evans does phenomenal acting.
Do not
just
touch,
with
please.
his eyes.
You
You should have
touch.
took more. I would have took more.
Oh yeah.
Take as many
fucking
as
one.
you want, man.
I would have threw some of my socks.
Yeah.
He steps
Yeah.
on it, just his foot small. Tony! Like the way he blurts out that he has a kid coming up very soon, like I said, you just tell he just wants to tell him so bad.
Yeah.
Your kind of humor, Madison?
Like he didn't even ask him. He didn't ask him
Yeah.
about kids, but you know, like and that
Good
obviously,
line.
yeah, a nice setup to like later on in the
Yeah.
movie to make that sacrifice. Everything about this scene is past, present, and future stuff setting up.
Yo, Mungo Jerry, let's go.
Let's go, Mungo Jerry.
So now we're at the point in the movie where Whatever It Takes is playing, but this scene
Mhm.
is fantastic. And this is how you can tell Peggy Carter likes him as the person, not who he became, because she has a picture of skinny Steve Rogers, not Captain America, not buff Steve Rogers, little scrawny.
No, that's
camp
buff Steve Rogers, just the camera angle.
Very
Yeah.
jacked.
But that's how you can tell, you know.
So do you think that when Peggy is talking about how she met her husband in not Civil War, Winter Soldier, do you think she's referring to Steve that went back in time?
No, that's not true.
So, but obviously...
You're ruining the perfect moment here.
I know, but it's this timeline stuff. So Steve went back in time to the other reality and then totally just shoved this other guy
Look
who's
at Chris
her
Evans'
husband.
acting here, you know.
Just
Look at
Chaz, you've already seen this in theaters.
this
So
drop, the score.
this is a commentary track, not a dead air track.
Yeah, too much dead air here.
So good. Everything means to him. No, because he did screw over somebody
he's
else.
back with us.
In one timeline, there was some random guy, and that's where you can believe it. The
He's
director,
not some random guy, okay? He's a cool guy. He's a good guy.
okay, yeah, cool, good guy.
Cool guy.
Peeve. She was married to Peeve in that one, but then in a different
Peeve.
because if you look at it, she would have never married that guy if it wasn't for fucking Nazis and Red Skull. So really, they took that away from they screwed it over. So it's not
They
like he's
screwed
taking it back. It's not like he just jumped in some other timelines like, hey, Pepper Potts. Like, that would have been like, okay, that's a little scummy, Steve. But he was always like, you can tell whoever she married was second place. She settled because the love of her life is dead.
Shots fired to second
100%.
place.
Second place.
Shoutouts to
And-
Peeve.
Just out to Peeve.
As a parent, that is a big quote. Everyone remember that. I love that thing. Is no amount of money ever bought you a second of time. And that's changed a lot of stuff in my life. That's
A
why
second of what?
a second of time. That's
Yeah.
why when I do gym workout, I never work out when Gwen's awake. It's always in early in the
But-
morning, late at night.
All the money for Tony though bought him time travel. So in this
No, that was
movie,
the
it kinda-
smarts though.
Oh, and a lot of money
That was
though.
plot armor.
Everything's gonna be all right. That's
was
true
fun.
too.
Yeah,
For everything
great
in
hug.
America. And the score is still.
I'm glad that you brought up though, just like the importance, even like for both these characters in this one set piece, because like this is the third time I've seen this movie now, but like I always like appreciated these scenes, but I never really like, I don't know, thought about them for like the importance of what it has later on, because
Mhm.
obviously like the back and forth with his dad for Tony like kind of helps him with the decision on what he does at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And then also just having that, I don't know, that almost like moment with Peggy Carter, but then it doesn't actually happen, and then he actually gets to go back, and it's just
It's great
it's so
foreshadowing. It
yeah,
sets it
absolutely,
up, you know?
absolutely. And I
For-
love foreshadowing that's not obvious, because there is foreshadowing that's just like they like zoom in on an item, there's like a light beam shining on it, it's
Yeah.
like this is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But like this one, if you haven't seen this movie before, you wouldn't know that, right?
And it's great for Cap because Cap gets his closure at the end of the movie, and then Tony gets his closure with Dad right there because
Yeah.
obviously he's gonna die. It's not gonna happen anymore. But it's
Yeah.
a great little send off. I think at that point is when the wheels were kind of turned in my head of like, oh, I don't know if Tony's gonna make
Yeah.
it because you don't get this scene with your dad saying bye.
No, yeah.
and you're gonna be alive, you know. So
I don't think there's any better insult here where Nebula's like, "You're weak," and Nebula just says, "I'm you." Just
Oh, I
throws it
know.
right back at her.
oh,
Just a kick to the forehead.
Mhm.
That's all I think about that one.
Let's go Nebula.
so if you guys were like Nebula, and she obviously can customize
What do you mean, like Nebula?
like this, the
All
robots
cyborg.
parts.
that
if
is a
you
sick shiv.
if you could have
Look
a
at
little,
that knife.
Shouts out to Peeve.
Shouts to
Peeve.
Peeve.
If you could
honestly.
have a little side plate, what color your side plate going to be? Like Nebula got what's going on here.
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably
Do I-
blue, because
Am
blue's my
I-
favorite color. Shouts out to blue.
But am I also like Nebula? Like, am I blue
The exact
already?
same color scheme, yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't tell Kirk. Oh, now
Yeah,
you're stuck
no.
to it.
Now I'm
though.
stuck with blue and blue.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
You could be a
Fuck.
different shade of blue, light blue,
No,
turquoise.
you already
green.
said blue. You
No,
just said blue.
yeah, it's not the same.
I'd probably go with a nice red.
I was gonna say red, but it might make me feel too bad.
I think a
It's-
burgundy.
It's like the
Ooh.
same color as Star Lord's like ship too.
Who?
You know, the gold.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I think. Kind
I'm
of.
going purple.
Purple?
Pink's too bright, too
Yeah.
flashy. Blue with the
Yeah,
nice.
purple's too expected. I would say.
like
Nah.
that like horizon purple.
It just that look at
The
that purple
Endgame
on you.
purple.
That blends perfectly. And I was gonna be like Vormir, right? Like, yeah, totally.
Vormir, just a great looking planet.
Yeah,
Pretty snowy.
Forever eclipsed, unfortunately.
Think
terrible
that's real
stuff
snow?
happens there. No, it's maybe a snow machine.
Someone's just
Galactus
scratching
is dandruff.
someone's just scratching their head in front of the fan.
Oh,
Natasha.
Red Skull. Dot of iPhone.
Eat it.
I still like the idea of if it was Cap that went here. I think that would have just
That would have been
So
so
funny.
funny.
Let's get that what if series, eh? Son of
It might happen. You never know.
son of a bitch.
Son of Peeve.
That's what he'd say too. He'd be like, "Steve Rogers, son of a bitch."
It's you.
They've kind of said though that he's like an entity now, and he might not even really have a connection to Captain America anymore. Like he would just know of him as. Steve
Well, he would
Rogers.
have been there for a long time.
That's but yeah, the directors say he's just like a vessel now. He's not really Red Skull.
Do you think that
That's
was
my question though. Now, when they say he's released from this, is he released like this, or is he released becoming Red Skull again? I don't know.
I
a good
feel
question.
like it said he was speaking German there in the subtitles. I feel like Natasha Romanoff would be like, okay,
Hmm.
speaking German, like he's got that like Nazi
Here's-
accent. Like this is a little suspicious.
Nazi.
here.
Here's the theory.
It's got
for
that
you guys.
Nazi
What if
accent.
this Red Skull is actually Noob Master 69 the whole time?
Oh, 100% is.
He's just up there playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Clog, son of a rock.
They got great Wi-Fi up there.
They
Yeah.
do. When they're like contemplating on who's gonna do it, he's just like on his computer, just
Yeah.
like gaming out
Want to
Fortnite.
tag in?
No scope.
I like that Red
I
Skull
love
just
this
sits
beat.
there the whole time.
Yeah. How's it going?
Hey guys, can you make your decision quick? I've been here for 20 million years. Jesus.
I don't know if I want the What If series, but I just want the mini series of like even just a 15-minute animated episode, how Red Skull got up there. Obviously, like the Tesseract took him up there, but like what happened after that, and like must be a tough life.
Ooh.
What a great
Classic
shot.
line.
Yeah,
Red
so
Skull just
good.
creeping hard. I don't want to know what's under that robe.
I kind of do.
Yeah, actually, I
A
kind
I
of.
lot
can't-
of red.
I would kind of go for
I
a
think
hug.
it's nothing. I think it's just smoke.
What do you think he would do if you just went up to him and gave him a hug? You think he would like float away, or would he just
I think
stand
you
there?
go right through him. I think the only thing that's
Yeah.
real is his head. Because isn't he technically not even standing there? Isn't it just he just floating?
I think it's classified as floating.
Yeah, so like he's not.
I think the
In
scientific
dictionary, it's
term.
classified as floating.
He's just a fucking head.
Wow, it's actually just a skull. Come on.
True,
Just a
true.
skull.
Come on,
With
man.
some skin.
It's
He
in
has
the
some
name.
skin on there.
I remember being so like just not knowing who was actually gonna do it. Like the first time I saw this.
I thought Hawkeye for sure was dead
Yeah.
just because she had a movie
Well,
coming out.
Also, well, yeah, I guess I had that thought in the back of my mind, and then also when it goes to that shot where he like does like a concussive arrow on her,
Mhm.
and then she's like seeing him go, and I'm like,
Right.
there's no way
It's
she can catch
over.
him.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
of course, MCU, she finds a way to grab him.
I listened to our review this week just because to prep myself for this. You said at one moment when you saw Hawkeye running, you're like, I don't even think it was slow motion. I was just in slow motion, but the scene is actually
Okay,
in slow motion.
perfect.
So we'll point out when it happens, but it was pretty funny when I listened to it back. You're like, it wasn't even slow motion. I swear I was seeing things in slow motion. I was freaking
That's
out.
awesome.
This is a great shot. Look at that shot right
Shows
there.
our Endgame review. Go check that out.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the episode, but it is
4.5 hours.
Spicy.
Oh no, it's
4.5
more.
hours, yeah.
it is spicy.
Yeah, biggest episode of all time.
4 hours and 38 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
or
longer than
42.
this movie.
That's crazy.
By a significant margin.
Yeah,
I guess it makes sense if you dissect like every moment in the movie.
we had to give it a
Yeah.
chance. We're even dissecting it more. This is a movie worth
This is-
dissecting.
Yeah, we don't sit there for 15 minutes and say, "Oh, we liked it." We
Yeah.
sit
Oh,
there
yeah,
for
yeah.
4.5 hours.
Talking about time travel.
Yeah.
This is such a great little like
Yeah.
melee exchange they have here. Oh,
Ooh.
right here. Is it slow mo? We'll find
Wait
out.
for it because you'll throw it.
Oh yeah, it is.
But yeah, it's kind of fun.
What if there was just like a glass wall there? Oh, look at that jump!
Yeah, but like before she leaps there and he's just off the cliff, I'm like, no.
Honestly,
It's
poor
over.
planning. What if they both just died there?
I know.
The whole plan goes.
There's two soul stones.
Yeah,
Red
being-
Skull gets a zone. Yeah, two of them.
Yeah, he comes back in the machine. Hi guys, Steve. Good
He's
to
wearing
see
the
you."
suit.
Yeah. I'm over the Nazi stuff. Great acting come by both of them right here. Just let me go.
Budapest. One last Budapest.
One last Budapest.
Fuck. This was This
Let
was
me go.
This was one kind
When
of.
he says please.
Yeah.
After it's just so heartbreaking. He's good, both of them, but
I think it was right there. It kind of hit me.
and you got to think about. Obviously, everybody's had a really tough time,
Yeah.
but Hawkeye's definitely had one,
One of the
wor-
toughest.
Yeah.
He's lost so many people.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, Tony, you fucking lost Spider-Man, but at the end of the day, like, that's not what Hawkeye's lost. And that's why I can't wait for his TV show, just to see that he's still gonna be dealing with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think you have to land in that circle? Like, what if your
I
body
think
falls
so.
out of the circle? Do you not get the stone?
sucks.
No,
Her head's like on the other side. He gets like a chipped stone.
Red Skull just laughs.
Clint, I'm sorry,
good enough, you.
but you missed.
That's my soul stone.
Nice
play
try,
some
daughter
Fortnite.
of Ivan.
Do you want to be the Stonekeeper? I really want to leave. I gotta get back to Adolf.
Ay. This guy's in a galaxy soup right now.
Shouts out to float tanks.
It's our sponsor. for
Oh,
this
this moment comes up too. I love. There's a moment in X3 when Xavier dies. Hugh Jackman's just punching the air. Anytime actors punch air or water or smash things around them, I'm a big fan of it. It's coming out right now. in
Every
Hawkeye.
single time they do it.
I think not all. You got to still sell it right. It has to be done right. But I just love environmental beating ups. It's just
Travis does it all the time.
it
Smell the
might
punch
be,
water.
which is like this water's done it, but he's just so mad. Like
So
What a great place to have a
look at that.
cry.
Yeah, it's just fuck this water. Like fuck.
I actually didn't notice that he splashed water there. Both times I've seen this movie.
His hair's ruined. I'd be pissed too.
I must. Yeah, I didn't withstand the water.
Clint, who's your
They're
barber?
back.
See you in a minute.
This nebula must be so like, what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck.
Brutal. Oh, you left her in Ultron, you bastard. Don't even start.
Such a heavy
bit different.
moment.
Gasps.
softly.
Damn.
They should have been like gasps hulkingly softly.
Smart Hulk.
A smart hulking soft gasp.
I think I've talked about this before. But incredibly lucky that those two were sent to Vormir and not, like, you know, if
All the
Nebula,
Avengers love each other, though.
if Nebula and Rhodey go there, you think that's gonna pass for the Red Skull?
I mean,
test?
No, but they just page someone like, "Hey, could Tony and Cap come here? We need."
we need a sub.
Yeah.
What happens if it was like Thor and let's
Rocket?
say Thor, Natalie Portman, Jane, and obviously he wasn't going to kill Jane, so
flame.
he
Thor
throws
would
him.
go, yeah.
He would go, but he wouldn't die because he's survived so many worse falls.
I think that place is like mystical where it would take you.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
I take it as that.
If you land in the circle, you're done. The Red Skull has you.
This
He
is
can do whatever he wants to.
Great scene. They all take it in different ways here.
I'd go for a swim. Looks like a nice little lake. Oh, the hair.
Yeah, it erected.
Maybe you want to go talk to him, okay? Go grab your hammer, and you go fly and you talk to him.
Tension's very high right now, but great acting all around.
Mm-hmm.
This is one thing that people point out, though. It's funny with Thor talking about Nat. Thor and Black Widow don't have a single scene together in the entire MCU.
Wow, interesting.
Crazy to think, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Frodo and Legolas.
Yeah, it's funny, but with that one, it's like if like Legolas died, I feel like for like, oh, that's sad. But like Thor's taking this pretty hard.
Mhm.
There's scenes where they're in it together, of course, but they never had a one-on-one thing. So it's kind of disappointing that never happened.
I wonder if there's a deleted scene.
Might be somewhere in the ethos.
Somewhere in the
There's
archives.
tons, right? If you ask Taylor what
Yeah,
Feige
tons,
told
yeah.
him.
I might be the minority,
Yeah.
but I don't think I need that interaction between the two of them.
I think I like an interaction between
There's
every.
going to be a whole What If episode on it, so get ready,
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Patzer.
I think
Great
because
rocket.
the
I'm ready.
original
Mr.
six,
Muss.
I like the idea of every Avenger having some sort of interaction with each other. Just the six,
No, it's fair.
Great rocket moment here.
It's so good. And
Chuckles
then-
mischievously.
Down, he
Rocket.
just walks over like to intimidate him. So good. But yeah, one day building that gauntlet, no big deal.
He's been working on it his whole life.
Oh yeah.
Rhodey throwing some more shade.
There's like, guys, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just thinking about like what's leading after this scene. Holy.
Strongest Avenger. I love it. Hemsworth is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Rhodey.
I do not like
Such a
that
piece
line.
of shit,
You don't?
man.
No.
Why?
I just wish they just had this moment go. I didn't need the cheese whiz line.
Yeah, it's not fitting.
Okay, sorry.
Black Widow died like
Yeah,
10
you're wrong.
minutes ago.
I think
Yeah,
it's
he's
great,
making
Kirkland.
cheese whiz jokes.
Thank you. 50-50.
Every line he has in this movie is just being a
Come
dick to someone.
Yeah. That's because he's like the least developed member on this team.
The weakest Avenger.
He easily is. When Nebula is more developed than you in this franchise, that's when you know you got a problem. They should have fucking killed off Rhodey, to be honest.
No, he got recast.
His
It's not
moment's
fault.
coming, guys.
Do you think Hulk's destiny was to snap?
I think the writers thought that, yeah, in this
And
movie, but
Doctor-
I don't think so.
In the timeline, Doctor Strange saw another ass scene there for Kirkland Patzer on Nebula.
I missed it, so can we rewind?
Oh no!
I know Feige and them planned, but I don't think when they did the Edward Norton 2008 Hulk, they're like, we're gonna put a scene in the last Avengers
They were
movie.
planning Endgame
The
when
last
they did.
Avengers.
They were, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think they were planning like we're gonna put a scene where he says, "I was." it's
They
like, I was
knew
made
they
for
were going to
this."
hire Taika Waititi
and
10 years.
recast Mark Ruffalo as well.
It was all part of the plan. So that's Feige.
Fuck, man.
That'll
Just
be-
everything that's going on from like them being
I like
here.
Cap's outfit
I
there.
remember
It's
just
pretty
being
weird,
like
but-
so
It's the best
focused on what's gonna happen with the snap that like you almost kind of forget about Nebula. and like,
Last Tony Stark suit up scene right there.
That's the one.
I'm not the biggest fan of his newest suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it. Top tier.
Yeah.
Barn door protocol.
It's
It's
not
not
his
as-
best, but it's up there.
It reminds me of like it's like the Velocity suit from Spider-Man, like PS4
enough.
game.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks a little too, I don't know.
But
Well,
yeah,
something.
I'm on Dylan's bandwagon. Cap suit in this is just ridiculous. He got like the comic book scale, so it's so good. Like,
I think that Rocket's got like these little safety glasses on, as if that's gonna do absolutely anything.
If you're gonna lose any one of your senses, I think which one would it be? Your eyes? I feel like that'd be the last one.
that's
be
what
my
Matt
ears.
Murdock took, right?
Couldn't be my ears or my eyes. I'm
Ears or
losing the
your eyes?
smell every day.
You would never be able to hear music again.
Not if I lose my smell.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I thought you said you'd rather lose your eyes or your ears.
Smell the
You
music.
can't smell the music anymore, Dylan. This
2014.
moment could have gone really wrong for Gamora or for Nebula because the ship's so big it could have easily just like took her head right off. But luckily, it was going in upward trajectory.
So no one hears that happened, I guess.
Well, this is so loud, you know.
Yeah.
And they barn doored themselves in the room.
True,
The
true.
barn door protocol.
Good point. Let's go Taylor Field.
I'm totally gonna say now before I forget, but legit, when like they're all standing around, the nukes come down. I thought they killed everyone.
I know, same. 100% me too. Like in that moment, I thought they just killed off all those characters.
I didn't think that.
I knew that we would like get at least like a moment with them or something, but for sure I'm like, this is the end of those guys.
Ant-Man's 100% dead. I thought.
It's just you
you can see him shrink if you slow it down.
This is probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, though. Just like
Even though this
Gets
part
the phone
makes
call.
0 sense, but you just gotta write it off.
What's that?
5 years later, she still has the same phone. He has the same phone plan.
Well, you
everything.
snap back with what's on your person, right?
But the service, like her phone, they wouldn't renew the plan of
I
a
feel like
snap
there's bigger
person.
plot holes than about
I
the
know,
phone.
that's why I said I hand wave it, but I still like this is what
How do
the
you know
Conjuring
she's not
tracks are
calling
for.
through Wi-Fi? Like
And he
Facebook
has the same
voice
phone.
chat.
He's been in fucking Japan killing people over, and he kept this one phone.
Could be a FaceTime call. We
It
don't
was
know.
on that
No,
desk.
but it's still the same. It's still-
Internet.
Internet, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's on the 3G.
Just like how happy this moment is, and then it instantly just with the explosion
Oh,
comes in.
yeah.
Oh man.
Whoa, spoiler.
You see him shrink? Yeah.
Okay, I didn't catch that. I thought he was being
Oh, yeah, yeah.
evaporated.
That's what I knew.
saw that.
That's what I knew when I saw it first. I'm like, okay, he's fine. He's
Okay,
fine.
I didn't notice that the first 2 times actually.
Give us Ant-Man 3.
And you're insisting there were no people that were snapped back into the building, like
No,
workers or
there
anything?
were none.
No one was
'Cause
there.
Tony-
Tony
The
wasn't wearing
secretaries
his
or
suit when he
janitors?
fell there though, so I feel like he would have died.
Who?
Tony?
What about him?
He wasn't wearing a suit when he fell right there.
He always has a suit on him. Nanotech.
Nanotech. You like it?
No, I don't.
Also known as nano plot
I
plot
can't
armor.
breathe.
Oh god, heart-wrenching scene. The first time I heard Rocket say that.
No, because
I thought we were
Taylor
losing
at
him.
the Avengers,
Oh.
there was nobody around there because Civil War had happened. Remember, so the Avengers were disbanded.
Why does he say canopy? What does that
That's
mean?
his like safe word to open it up.
Oh, cool.
It's a flight reference.
Yeah.
I feel like
Kill
he could have
switch.
picked a more obscure word. Sometimes you just got to say canopy 3 times in a row.
I've never had that instant yet, other than talking about what he says in this movie. Fucking Bradley Cooper, you know, gets all the credit for this rocket, and doesn't do a day worth of set work. You know, it's crazy.
He's probably eating Cheetos, just sitting in the
100%,
booth.
where Sean Gunn's like crawling around on his knees all the fucking time. Like, no one knows this. Give him more shout outs. I love Bradley Cooper, don't get me wrong, but it's just so funny that Sean Gunn does all the work and Bradley just comes in for a day of recording and everyone's like, that's Bradley Cooper.
This part is very terrifying.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we just got after, if you're following along, we got to the explosions. Everyone's kind of waking up right now. And that's how, once again, Cap's the best Avenger. Because who does Hawkeye call for? Cap. He doesn't call for anybody else. He calls for Cap.
May not be the strongest Avenger, but the best Avenger.
Mhm.
We take those.
Yeah, great moment coming up here where
This is
Hawkeye
such a
hears
good scene,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? He hears the noise. Oh my gosh. Throw a little arrow there, see what's going on. Oh man.
Okay.
The Outriders.
Bunch of riders coming out.
Creatures snarling.
They have names. Come on, creatures. Come on, Endgame. Do you think that's the Blu-ray, or do you think that's your Xbox that gives you the subtitles?
That's
like if I put this Blu-ray in my PlayStation, would I get different subtitles?
They must be.
I don't
through
know,
the
actually.
movie.
I think that was probably the Xbox. I'm not 100% sure. Because I think the Blu-ray has it on settings, but I didn't go in the Blu-ray settings. Gonna have to start
Just
the
by
movie
default
over.
giving credit to the Microsoft.
Yeah,
aspect.
I heard the subtitles were better on PlayStation 4 though.
I heard
Really?
that too, actually.
Yeah.
Even on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch? Really?
You get a cartridge.
There's a lot of frame
Get
drops.
the cartridge.
Endgame
Frame
cartridge. Collector's edition. Just sitting here deciding, what am I going to do? What
Helmet
went
just
wrong?
chilling on his weapon.
How can I beat these
If I just went
fuckers?
through time and I know that I was killed in the same timeline, I just sit there too.
Oh yeah, you gotta plan this out. Worrying. What was that
yeah,
word
that was
right
a
there?
word I've never heard of before.
Worrying.
It's like, yeah, it was almost like worrying.
Onomatopoeia.
Tell me something. Let's go, Gamora.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about this movie. We got 50 minutes to go, maybe a little bit more, but
True.
it's gone flawless.
Absolutely.
It just for a movie with so many characters, so many plot lines, so much stuff to do, just mile a minute, great pace. When it's slow, it's not too slow. When it's fast, not too fast.
Yeah. I was gonna actually ask, like, when like the end fight scene starts, how long that is.
I'm
So,
excited for that.
At least 45 minutes.
yeah.
Come on,
She has a ring on every finger except for one. The ring finger.
it's the new. She's waiting. Star
Waiting for
Lord.
that Star-Lord.
Ooh.
That was a very lackluster Who, I must admit.
Yeah, but I respect it.
Thank you.
That moment right there, when he wakes him up, there's my man. Just like Iron Man fan.
Is that my man's?
There's my best friend. That's what he
Yeah.
should have said.
Hello, best friend. How are you?
So that's what I mean. More subtle forgiveness. And then here's Thor.
Thor's just
fucking
untouched.
Haunted. Yeah. Just haunting.
He didn't go to save anyone. He's just fucking standing
No,
there.
that's how fucked up he is.
Hands in his pockets.
Mhm.
Oh, there's somewhere else.
He never thought he was gonna get this moment. He's so excited.
The three boys, the trilogy boys.
Yeah, cap suit is so nice.
I don't really much care. I know some people said they wish that
Look at that.
the
Just
immigrant
instantly
song
braided.
played here, but I'm glad
No.
it didn't.
I'm glad
Yeah,
it
it
didn't
didn't.
either.
They already used that twice in one movie.
Yeah, there's fun. There is a fun edit of when Cap gets it. They do that, and I like that for a fun edit. But I didn't want it for the movie.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Fun at it, yeah.
yeah. I get why people thought that. It's like his theme
Oh,
now.
that
but-
line right there.
Classic Josh Brolin.
Just such a fucking grimace that man's got.
One of a kind.
Right now we got the Trinity facing down Thanos.
So you said a guy dressed as Thor, you wouldn't buy it. But what about Thanos walking up to you? Would you buy that?
well, he's a fucking alien.
Thanos. If he sounded like Josh Brolin, I'd be a little skeptical.
Josh?
Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Let me sleep on that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all kinds of stubborn.
He knows what he has to do right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
He's going to shred the universe down to its last atom.
Yeah, his plot in this one's
At
a
the
bit more
2 hour and a
classic
half mark,
bad guy.
Taylor decides it's time to commentate.
No dead air,
What's
Taylor.
happening on screen. Teaming.
Now watch. Throughout this fight, Thor will go for the head multiple times.
That's so evil.
Mm. That's a pretty classic bad guy line. right there.
I remember in Infinity War.
Watch. He
Oh,
tried
yeah.
to duck right there, right away. He's trying.
Yeah, he threw the
You
hammer
can't
and
go
took a swing.
straight for the head.
No, but he's just so dumb now.
You
He's
got to
like, I need
work
get
up to it.
I was gonna say after Infinity War, I remember just thinking that I wanted to see more Thanos in like his full-on armor. I was so happy that I got to see it in this one. He just got a great look, especially with that weapon.
Oh yeah.
And Dylan informed me before the casting that was a real scene
What is this?
shot by a little person.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
The ant for the listeners, it was Ant-Man trying to save Rocket.
It was a
and-
small guy, but they had to make a really big pencil to get the shot, though.
It's like when you go to.
I watched the extended cut.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
I was gonna say when you go to Disney World and you go to like the Bugs Life. That's where they filmed it.
That's where they. Yeah,
Yeah, they better. They're making a Marvel world. They better make that fucking Ant-Man world now. You know.
They got it.
Please. I was hoping for an Ultimate Alliance level like that.
I thought you meant you were gonna say Ultimate Alliance like Park in Disneyland. Like I don't think they're doing that.
That'd be cool. I'm down.
See how well the game sells.
I know you.
Risky move. Hawkeye.
She could have totally just popped him in the head here.
Yeah.
She could have also not just like explained who she was right in front of him. That's a bad guy move.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, old 2014 Nebula is definitely not the brightest.
That is right.
No, it's not all.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that another Nebula?
If I was in that situation and there's
Nebula.
3 threats, but one of them was me, I would definitely aim at me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the only fear you gotta have is like obviously they explained it, but with Nebula, she might not know if like is it the killing yourself might kill you. Obviously, it's not the rules in this world, but that would still go through your head of like, do I take the shot?
Yeah.
No?
Shoot twice. Question after.
Wow, twice.
Double tap, man.
Yeah,
I've seen Zombieland.
for you.
Great emotional acting.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Knights of Old Republic. You're trying to turn someone to the light side, just doesn't go right, so you gotta kill him.
And that person is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just another Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
But right there, you can see the growth that character's had.
Oh yeah.
So do you think she takes her faceplate back off the other?
Well, she
yeah.
she already threw it away. Remember?
I spent money for this.
Look at this team synergy attack here.
Oh yeah.
2014 Nebula already threw away the faceplate there, Taylor.
Poor Tony. Just getting fucking rocked
Okay,
by
so
the
interesting.
man.
He throws the hammer up and then hits it with an axe. I feel like it'd be better to throw your axe up and hit it with a hammer. Just like
I think he hits it with the back end of the axe though, because that was more blunt.
Did he?
I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
Oh, I don't think that was a headshot. That looked like an
Nah.
identical shot from
he's going
Infinity
for-
War.
He's going for a chest.
He's going for the
It didn't
Going
work
for the
once.
neck.
collarbone.
I think he's going for the mix-up. He's like, oh, I won't do it twice kind of thing, right? Oh.
Oh, such a... Oh.
Now, people have brought up how does he bring up Stormbreaker? Stormbreaker does not have the enchantment of someone having to be worthy.
I know. I don't know why people are freaking out
Yeah.
about that. It's so obvious.
It's so obvious.
This is the moment where I literally stood up in the
Oh, yeah.
theater.
I
and
know.
It
I was sitting next to Travis. I did not appreciate him standing up.
I couldn't control. I just did it, and I apologize to people behind me.
Oh,
But oh my god!
So Captain America has
That
gotten
shot.
Thor's hammer. If you don't know this yet,
just
spoiler alert.
I
knew it.
This moment, it'll forever be one of the greats.
Oh.
Oh,
He knows how to use it, too.
oh yeah.
Perfectly.
He's been waiting for this.
He's been training with a wooden hammer.
Oh.
Nice move. The sonic attack.
Oh yeah.
Looking like
Just the-
Songbird up in here.
Just the moves here.
Oh.
He's popping off.
Using it better maybe than Thor ever did. You know?
Some may argue.
Boom! Look at that.
Well
Oh,
done.
it's so fucking epic.
it's just like Ultimate Alliance. All your teammates are down, and you're doing real good.
Yeah.
Rolling
And then
around.
one move, and you get fucked.
And then you beat him, but then he has like 20 other
Yeah.
bosses with him.
Use the XP cubes.
Ooh, that
Use
thigh
the XP
cut,
cubes.
yeah. Captain
Yeah,
Cubes.
for Taylor, Ghost
Captain
Rider always
Cubes.
comes to the rescue.
Oh,
Not
this
in
was
this
so
movie.
crazy when he's just beating down the shield.
Yeah.
Taylor, what would you have done if, like, in this movie, in the theater, like, Ghost Rider just shows up to save the day?
Oh, I would have walked out. I
Walked
couldn't
out?
handle it. Yeah.
He would have fainted. I
Broken
still
shield.
think before the armor showed up, Cap is hurt here, but he should have gone for the hammer one time, and he could bring in a Thanos. But the army's about to show up, so we never got to
The
get
breath
that
is
answer.
the wind is definitely knocked out of him at this
Oh,
point.
100%.
He's
but
winded for sure.
He's definitely straining.
I believe in Cap.
Fuck. Another great line from the Josh.
Joshua.
The Josh.
Brolonius.
If I was Captain America, I'd be like, I'm so sick of this shit.
I just want to go back to Peggy, man. I found a way.
He's gonna
So
enjoy
cold.
it very, very much. He says as
And
he
then here's
destroys
the
our
crew.
planet.
Black Order popping
boys.
down.
Yeah.
Armies, tanks. Shatari's about to come too. And I remember in this moment in the theater, like, I'll say I knew they were snapped, but I just wasn't even thinking, like, oh, they're going to come back right here. You know, even though the setup's so clear, I was so in the moment, just like, okay, like, what's going to happen next? Not even thinking that, oh, man, hundreds of Marvel heroes are about to come.
Hundreds.
My favorite shot in the entire movie is about to pop up right here.
Oh, yeah. You move.
Just Cap against the world.
Yeah, after the shot happens, I'll do, that cut too.
Oh, those things again.
Are you a fan of those things, Dylan?
They had their time to shine. They busted it.
And everything about this scene just shows
that scene right
what
there.
Captain America is. You know, he has a broken shield, he's hurt, but he's going to fight this fucking army. Even if he can only take down like 10 or what guys.
Well, at this point in the battle, you're not going to walk the other way. I mean, what are you going to do?
But still, he's still just like, I'm going to do it. And it's a big shout to the comps and Infinity Gauntlet. There's a moment where Thanos says, like, you move, and then Cap stands still, and he's like, no, you move. And that's kind of what that is. There's no dialogue. Those words wouldn't have worked.
On your left.
Cut the check, Feige.
Cut the check.
Future of MCU
Let's go,
walking
Shuri.
out first.
Oh, yeah. Another... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've watched this scene, goosebumps.
Another rude moment in the theater when Travis yelled out Wakanda.
Did he?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking dick. Wow. Fuck you.
People should have been hyped, man. I didn't care. I was in my own little world.
When Doctor Strange
Greedy.
uses his sling ring and creates the portal to come back from another planet, why was he asking Tony if he could turn the ship around in the first place in Infinity War? If he could just use the sling ring and portal back to Earth?
I don't know. It
Mantis
probably
showing
tires
up.
him out.
Drax.
Thanos!
Yo.
But yeah, man, I was hyped.
Oh,
Seeing T'Challa.
man. That's Spidey, though.
Spidey.
Fuck, I was in tears already.
Wakanda.
That's what he just says.
Yeah, all of them.
Wakanda!
The
All
snap
chanting.
just took us to Wakanda.
B Bombay.
Well, wasn't that Titan?
Where Spidey came from.
Yeah, okay.
They all come from different spots. They come from Wakanda. They come from New
Val.
Asgard. Don't know where Scarlet Witch is coming from.
Let's
She's
go
just
Scarlet
falling
Witch.
down. Howard the Duck is right there.
What?
Oh, yeah,
shit.
I saw him. I seen him.
Wasp super broken in Ultimate Alliance. Just way too strong.
Boom.
Such
What's
a...
up, Peps?
Yo, Peppy.
You wanted more? And then
And then Luke Cage comes out.
Luke Cage, bitch.
Daredevil. Jessica Jones.
you can tell they really didn't give a fuck about those shows because this is the prime spot. You could
Oh,
easily
yeah.
have them in just some portal.
I mean, Howard the Duck was in there.
Exactly. Like, they're all there. But
I
Those
guess
aren't
Howard the
canon
Duck
anymore.
was in a past MCU movie.
yeah.
though.
And this is the moment, you know what, I love Lord of the Rings, but what happens in the next 45 minutes here, Two Towers for me was got top because this was just fucking
Fuck.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Assemble.
Yeah.
Who do you think is contributing the most to this battle? The Asgardians?
Giant Man.
Captain Marvel when she
Wakanda.
shows up because she takes out the whole, like,
And-
the
and
whole
you know-
destroyer,
I'm
whatever
not
you
sure
want to
if
call it.
noticed Spidey swinging on Giant Man.
I did not. Thanks
Yeah,
for
so
shouting it
that's
out.
how he's getting across. And then he later swings on the big
Resourceful.
guys as
Yeah.
well.
You don't
there he is in
think-
the background.
Oh,
You see
yeah,
him?
that is
Yeah.
cool. That's a neat little detail.
I don't get how Star-Lord's fighting, though, because all the other Iron people have hand things, and he doesn't. He has just guns. So
His are on his boot.
yeah, I know, but the hands are making it so it doesn't go down. If he flies, it should
Stabilizers.
just slam him to the ground. So it makes very little
Yeah,
sense.
he's Star-Lord. He could do it.
But it's a hand wave thing, you know.
Thanos!
Classic Drax just stabbing repeatedly.
They've
Love
definitely
that
worked on this
costume on
combo.
Pepper
It's
Potts.
Oh, man.
so good.
I love the color scheme of
Yeah,
it.
it's godlike.
And here's a classic. You get this in every single
Here's
Avengers
Mantis.
movie.
Mantis takes out a big dude.
Mantis, though, for a bit is just standing up there like...
No, she took out the big dude.
yeah.
She did. I
I
know
saw
for a
someone
while.
post
She's
that on
just
Reddit or
like,
something.
fuck
Yeah, I
what
know. I
do.
saw.
But yeah, every Avengers movie has a Cap and
Oh, man. This
Thor,
moment?
like team
Oh.
up, talking about beards, talking about axes, whatever it is. They're the Gimli and Legolas.
I'm so glad they had this moment in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I was more torn on this moment than when he's like saying goodbye to Tony when he's dying. Yeah, that's just a personal thing.
Oh.
They're hugging it out right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, very emotional hug.
Another emotional scene.
Yeah.
I love it when he's wearing the helmet. There needs to be more scenes of
Taylor's a
Star-Lord with the
big
helmet.
helmet fan. Yeah. I remember when he had it in the Guardians 2 trailer, and Taylor's like, "Man, that tells me he's gonna be wearing it almost the whole movie."
Big
and I was
letdown.
like, "You go back." I was like, "I don't
Oh,
think that's
Taylor.
the case." And Taylor's like, "No, I think that's gonna be happening." And no, you got to prepare for the worst, my friend.
So we got the Gamora
Underrated
scene.
moment right here.
Oh, absolutely. I remember.
Really, I'm not a huge. I like this one. I don't like the nut kick, to be honest. I don't think it was needed.
Why though? She has no idea who he is. He's just
yeah,
a creeper
but it's
to
in the
her.
middle.
weird
It's in the
fucking
middle
dude.
of battle right now. We don't need this comedic beat.
Yeah. So what do you think she should do?
I think she could have just punched him. I don't think she needed to down him like that.
Yeah.
And I don't like the.
I beg to
I don't
differ.
like the joke either. I know you do, but this is the defendant's talking. You can have your moment.
This is Travis and Friends podcast.
Exactly. Travis and guests.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
guests. Guest 1 and
Shout
2.
out to
three.
Kyle somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yo.
Just massive wing kill coming up here. Oh.
Let's go Falcon.
Falcon's best kill in the entire MCU.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, he's got his little arm.
Yeah.
Scary movie 2. Let's go.
My strong hand.
In the fucking cake order.
In the mashed potatoes.
Just stuff the shit out of it. Great movie. Great callback coming up here soon with Black Panther and Hawkeye.
Still
Let's park.
a little lucky that it's just there, but
Yeah.
hey, MCU, let's go.
Let's go MCU.
Apparently there was a bigger reunion scene. Nice shout out to Ant-Man Wasp when she's like, "You call him Cap." She calls him Cap,
Yeah.
so that's fun. That's a mega move right there. But there was a longer reunion scene, but they cut that of those two.
Imagine if they edited that scene and he just like did like the upside down, like spin like an MCU or Marvel Ultimate Alliance
The
1.
spinning top, yeah.
I tell you, you won't.
Let's get a fan made version of that. Wouldn't that be great?
That's the dream. I'm waiting for it, man. I need that.
Like I said, like look at the look at Doctor Strange's
Oh, yeah.
eyes. Like he just knows, like man, it's done for you.
It's like you wouldn't even want to react in a
No,
weird way.
no.
Just like, ugh.
Do you think he's gonna ask Pepper out on a date after?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He already did.
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah. He's going to sling that ring, if you know what I mean.
No.
Let's go Corvus.
Sire.
Sigh.
Sire.
Sounds like a little British boy.
Ooh, a little wrist.
Shout outs to
Watch those
Hawkeye,
wrist
he's
rockets.
Really
Here
trying
comes-
right now.
Nice Civil War shout out.
Give it to
My
me.
name's
Give
Clint.
it to
I don't
me.
care who you are. And then this movie, Clint.
How old did you say Chadwick was?
He's like almost
72.
40.
He's
like 102, I
Did
think.
you
Yeah.
say
72.
Look at
He's-
Giant Man throwing.
he's
Did you
ape
see
phenomenon.
that? Giant Man was
Rewind,
throwing
rewind.
the giant worm
Yeah,
through
yeah,
the
that's pretty
portal.
good.
That's pretty crazy.
I wish I could do that.
My favorite comedy beat of the movie.
Travis laughing extremely loud in the theater at this moment.
It still gets me. It's still so
Let's go
good.
Scarlet Witch.
I don't even know who you are.
Also, I just recently watched Age of Ultron. Shouts out to a Russian accent that we lost.
yeah, that we another victim of the snap.
Yeah. True.
I really wish Quicksilver was in this battle.
Oh
I
man,
know.
So
he
much
is so
better.
terrible in that
Yeah,
movie.
he's
I
so
hate him.
Good.
I hate him.
So
I'm
good.
so glad all the people they brought back would know, but I think there's a chance we see him in WandaVision. To be honest,
Oh, probably.
Oh, it'd be so
not like come back
good.
to life, but a episode of him, like a flashback.
Nice one, Spidey.
Oh, let's go kill mode.
Very controversial moment here.
How come?
Lots of comic fans aren't a fan of Peter just doing the instant kill thing because that's not a Peter Parker thing.
Yeah, but he has it in his suit,
What?
and they're not people.
But he didn't make that suit. Well, alien.
So?
Oh, they're not people. We want to get in that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I felt the way. I'm just saying
Okay.
there's a big controversial.
This
it's
is
still
not
talked
the
about.
Peter Parker that you
I
all
think
know
with
and
the
love.
fate of the
new
universe,
Peter Parker.
This
you
is
know,
Ben
resting
Affleck's
in your hands,
Spider-Man.
I think literally resting in your hands, I think insta-kill mode's warranted.
Oh man, I remember. Oh, just leading up to this scene. I feel like I was just in chills and sweat and tears for this like last 50 minutes of the movie. So
Oh yeah.
I remember I just have like swamp ass too. It's just
Swamp ass.
Oh yeah.
Just remember on record there, Scarlet Witch would have defeated Thanos if there was no rain fire, because he was dead to rights.
She's pretty strong. She's got the power of an Infinity Stone.
Oh yeah. Her and Captain Marvel need to pop off together.
Let's go. I want to see that movie.
We're getting the Strange Scarlet Witch movie. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It is gonna be strange, isn't it?
Ew.
No comment. Oh, so good. Queens.
Oh man.
Heads up. We didn't get. That's one combo. When we're talking about combos, we didn't get enough of We didn't get enough Spidey
Yeah,
and Cap.
no,
especially
100%.
Comics, like he always loved Captain America so much as a fanboy. Like I would love to see more Chris Evans and Tom Holland together. I know
No,
I'm not
let's go
saying take the
Pepper
Downey
Potts.
stuff away, but
Let's go Valkyrie.
Just a quick unicorn.
and just what a crazy shot right there.
At that
Just
point,
like Spidey, Gauntlet, Pegasus.
Holding on.
were you saying the spider arms?
He really
were
uses
holding
those spider arms like a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well, I feel like they seemed underused in Infinity War, so I'm
Yeah.
glad they really got to show off.
They always get their use, but
Would you not use them, Dylan, if you had the suit?
I would use them. But it's just they're out a lot. They're equipped. A
Oh
lot.
man,
What are they firing at?
like fucking, let's go.
See, even
all
at
the
this
Snap
point-
people are like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Meanwhile, Nick Fury's just smoking a cigar,
Shout out-
watching this whole thing
Shout
go
out
on.
to
More
Ca-
than a cigar.
yeah, Nick Fury and Maria Hill can do nothing. They're just watching on a TV
Nick
screen
Fury's
somewhere.
baked out of his mind, just like tripping out at what he's seeing.
He's
down
with
here.
Stan Lee in the 420 car back in the 70s.
Shout
or
out to
whatever
the
years.
first Captain Marvel movie where she took out Ronan's ship by doing the same thing. So little tributes, which is always still fun. The fact that she shot this movie first before Captain Marvel. That's
Really?
fucking trippy.
That is really
she shot
trippy.
all her Endgame scenes before they even did Captain Marvel
Wow,
movie.
that's
So
crazy.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Danvers, so good.
Basically, every single line that Cap has in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's just just killing as the leader.
My favorite scene in the entire movie.
Hey Peter Parker. Hey Peter Parker. Rand.
Still a lot of boys over here.
Well, maybe you need a lot of girls to get through them.
So sad not seeing Natasha on there,
Yeah.
but I'll get over it in due time.
Yeah, I love the shot. Some people say it's like so pandering and they're all together and it doesn't make sense that they all get together. It doesn't make sense in the first Avengers that they all stand in a fucking circle together, you know? Like, it's a fucking movie. Calm
Yeah.
down.
Just going quickly back to Marvel, I like her hair a lot more when she's in like binary mode.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
like the close-ups, it definitely looks
Wiggy?
a little,
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
wiggy.
I'm
Get
interested
wiggy
to
with it.
see if Captain Marvel 2 isn't a
Corvus just
prequel.
got fucked up.
If she still has the short hair or she grows it back.
Yeah, I just want Brie Larson to cut her hair.
Well,
and-
because if it's a full movie with short hair, I want her to cut it. But if it's
Yeah.
just some flashbacks or something, then fine. You can do the wig.
I
but-
want like the Ultimate Alliance cut too, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said, like shaved
More
on the
shaved on the
sides.
sides, yeah. And then Thanos comes out of nowhere and just, I'm taking her out. Look at this synergy move. No chance.
Pretty wild.
Smart move,
I remember being a
though.
little confused, like the first time I saw that. I wasn't sure if she made it through.
You do gotta admit, though,
And
like,
then, yeah.
because Cap, when he goes back later on and puts all the stones, he had an idea. Captain Marvel, she was gonna go through that portal. She was gonna no fucking clue where she was gonna be going. She'd been stuck there for a little while. Like, there's a chance they would have lost her forever.
That is true,
Like-
actually.
like, she could be gone, which she would do it for the sacrifice, but still, like,
I still wish
Hannigan?
Doctor Strange had a little bit more to do in this fight.
Then the
other than-
waterfall?
other than just hold this water up.
kind of alluding to us holding our bladders in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, he's really symbolizing that swamp ass
Yeah,
that Kirkman was
exactly.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Shouts out to Swamp Ass.
Shoutouts? Honestly, not talking about it now.
Non-shout out to Swamp
It
Ass.
is taking
Oh,
over the country by
just that.
storm.
I
Chop
love this
block.
little interaction.
Oh, yeah.
When he grabs the Power Stone. Oh,
And when she just starts to twist her fingers back.
yeah.
Could you imagine if he actually snaps and then we get Avengers Part 3 just so they have to try again?
I think the hype would not have been as much.
I remember too, like originally when he like flings her off and he gets the gauntlet, you're like, oh, can he really just defeat her that easily? And then no, it would have been totally different if she was there in Infinity
Oh.
War. Very wiggy, looking
Yeah,
very
oh,
wiggy.
yeah. This one right here. Oh.
Yeah.
But he's smarter than her, and then boom.
Yeah, smart
Fuck
move.
yeah.
Captain Marvel is just the suit. Iron Man's the Batman. She's the Superman. She does
Oh,
not
man.
think about. Oh. Doctor Strange is showing Tony
The middle
the
finger.
one. The one. And it's all done for.
He's still got
Mr.
that wobbly
Stark.
hand.
He already looks a little crusty.
A little crusty.
Tony just gets up and runs the other way.
He's like, I thought this is what he meant.
Yeah. And same thing.
I love how he
gets-
got them too. Yeah.
How does he get them though? It's just some weird.
It's because
nanotech
no,
stuff,
yeah, it's
you
because
know?
the glove is nanotech and then his suit's nanotech, so it just kind of
Just sucks him
MCU.
up.
Yeah, plot
Yeah,
armor.
MCU. Time travel.
He's got big fingers.
Oh yeah, the biggest.
Clang.
He snapped, but the stones are gone, everyone.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah, I'm Iron Man.
Whirring.
Yeah, that sound again. No one knows what it means.
I
but
love like the little veins that go through anytime someone puts on
Ooh.
a stone or the glove.
Travis loves the little veins that go through.
Snap just happened.
Legendary.
That scene was originally not in the movie. They
Wow.
reshot that. They had the idea, and originally Downey turned it down because they did his last day of shooting. He didn't want to go back and do it. He just thought it was perfect the way it was. He just snapped. He didn't say anything. But then they put that scene in there, played well. Obviously, they kept it. But yeah, it was not part of the original script, and Downey even turned it down at one point.
What do you mean he turned it down?
He said, "I don't want to do it." Like he was just like, "I don't think we should do it. I don't like the scene. I'm not jiving with it, you know." But they went. It was I think the directors and Feige, and I think probably from a sentimental point too, because they probably said this is your last day of set.
Yeah.
And he probably like said goodbye to the character, and they're like, "Yeah, but then you want to come back for a day?" And it's like, "Well, I kind of like had this.
Yeah.
I kind of did it, you know."
Yeah, that
so,
doesn't make sense.
But
When
I think it worked.
When I first heard it, I thought it was just seemed a little out of place. I don't know. Like, obviously, looking back,
It's quite comic booky.
yeah, and like looking like in hindsight, it is great having like that whole round circle of when
The
you like the
first
first
movie,
movie
yeah.
and then it ends with that. So
Yeah.
I do like on that point, but
I love it. And it's a Tony Stark thing to say. He's still a little cocky little
Yeah.
asshole, so he's going to tell Thanos who killed him, you know?
Even dead, he's the hero, man.
Exactly. Don't worry, fans. Thanos is going away, but we're going to see this guy again.
I remember watching this. I'm like, can this guy just not fucking die?
I love that they left him laughed and it lasted.
Oh, yeah.
It took so long because it was just like this. Is he gone? He's gone. It's like, oh, finally he's gone. Like we got rid of this mother effer.
What if he goes up to like Ebony Maw and he's like, Ebony Maw, I don't feel so good.
Calls by his full name.
Saya.
I thought you'd call him Ebs. That's the kind of level.
Ebsies.
Ebs.
Iron Patreon.
I remember being very
Look at that fucking armor. I didn't notice that before.
Massive.
That is
that all fit underneath of the Avengers.
that is insane. Look
That's
at that armor. That's
yeah.
beefy.
That's a different
Looking
armor
like a
than the one he was
transformer.
wearing.
Is that Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime. I really wish they didn't take out the kneel scene. It really, really bothers me.
The what scene?
When they all kneel.
I
for him.
like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
would like
Spoiler
something in
posted
there.
on our page.
Yeah, it doesn't like ruin it for me. I'm like, oh, it would have been so much better, but I would have liked it in there. Yeah.
Shouts out to Tom Holland's hair.
Holland.
Mhm.
Did you
Are
say?
you still doing that? or
It's
did you
not
give
quite
up?
holding it on. I haven't
Do
given
it,
up.
man. Do it.
Yeah, so
It's a 10-year plan.
I'll do the Hawkeye. I'll do the Hawkeye hair. Do
Marvel's
that hair.
okay. Let's do it.
But Travis has to do the Captain Marvel hair,
Sure.
You have to get a wig.
and Taylor has to do the Black Widow hair.
I'll do Black Widow hair.
Actually,
Like
shouldn't I
red with
do
the
Black
blonde
Widow though?
tips?
Yeah.
I got
Fuck
the
yeah.
blonde.
I was gonna say red and blonde as a joke, and you totally beat me to the punch.
No, let's go.
You got to bleach blonde your hair like me though, so I'll give you some pointers.
Yeah.
You did a
She-
pretty good job.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
all
Not
myself.
too
But
long
she's
to-
more platinum. I don't do platinum.
Guys, you're taking this very emotional moment away from me
You're the
by
one that
talking about
started
hair?
this scene talking about how Thanos calls him Ebs.
Um,
You started this.
Dylan, I'm trying not to cry right now, so I gotta, go off topic.
Yeah, this is the only time I've not cried during the scene just because we're having some fun.
oh
But
yeah,
just
blame
this,
us.
I can see
Yeah,
some
100%.
shine in your
You're an
eye.
emotionless
This moment
beast.
right here, all time back to the. You can rest
We're
now.
gonna be okay.
It's just beautiful.
Little
What-
does she know, Mysterio almost fucks everyone over.
Well, not that bad though. It's not a world-ending event. They would have been fine,
It was an Avengers level threat.
but not a world-ending.
It's not green level though.
Not big enough for Doctor Strange, so
No.
clearly
You
not
can rest
important
now.
enough.
It's fantastic. Gwyneth Paltrow, great acting here. That she's like very strong when he's alive. Then when he passes, she
I was
like,
gonna
breaks
say,
down.
the first time I watched this, I was a little underimpressed
Wow,
with her
you just-
performance.
you just hated this death scene, didn't you?
I did. I didn't.
You're jealous that you don't have that armor.
Yeah.
And
You're
then,
jealous you're not
hold
that
on,
repulsed.
let me save myself here. Watching it now, I'm actually getting to see like the emotion that she showed. Maybe I couldn't see anything because it was
look
all
at that.
tears.
And I think just the silence is really important here too.
But not on this commentary track because we're commenting.
Yeah, we don't believe in dead air here.
No.
Shouts out to
No dead
Taylor.
air.
Anti-dead air.
Shouts out Taylor 2.5 hours ago.
What's that?
Delete that dead air.
Hashtag save Hannibal.
I said shouts out to
Hash-
Taylor 2.5 hours ago.
Shout outs
when you,
to me 2.5
when you first
hours
did the
ago.
dead hour.
Where's Casilius? You know, he could have helped out. Hashtag Steve Hansen.
He could have,
He's
man.
floating
I
around.
hate
with,
that he's Casilius.
so
I'm happy he's in that movie, but
That would have
still.
been when they were kneeling, right? Like after she.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if they bring him back in the multiverse of madness?
It's fine, but he's just such a minor character.
But he could not be. He could be a big character.
He won't be though. Like, yeah, you're a TV actor.
Shouts out to braces, saving teeth.
Shout out to braces, honestly.
Have you seen those invisible braces now? They're legit.
No, I
Hawkeye
haven't.
Dad, what
being-
happened to your head?
Reunite with his family. Great scene of Peter here being like, "Fuck, I know no one in the school now, and all my friends are gone."
I remember watching this scene and just looking at that hair, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing.
and then seeing Ned and just being like, "Wow, I know somebody." And then
Taylor's
luckily
favorite
for
character
him,
in the
I
MCU.
fucking love Ned.
Luckily
Top
for him,
10.
yeah.
Wearing
Every
the
other
Iron
student is
Giant
back,
shirt,
but-
so shouts out to Iron Giant.
Higher than Loki.
We should retro Iron Giant. That is such a great movie.
It's one movie, so that's easy to do.
Oh yeah.
I'm down. Right now?
I feel like
Vin
it's such
Diesel
an
retro.
after this.
Vin
Yeah.
Diesel
Taylor, what are you doing?
You guys mind if we stick around?
I feel like Iron Giant's such an underrated
It
kids
is.
movie.
It's a fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like not enough people talk about
There's
it.
some good Iron
It's
Giant
not Disney,
gifts.
that's why.
You are what you choose to be.
I am not a
Choose.
gun.
I am
Celebration.
Superman.
Look at that hat. I wish I had that hat.
We can get it for you.
If I'm your Secret Santa,
Really?
I will actually. If I can't find it, I'll make it.
Okay.
You heard it here
At
first.
least that scarf, that T'Challa scarf.
Oh
At
yeah.
the very least.
the Kwanzaa covers.
Very excited for Black
Kwanzaa
Panther
bot.
too, because obviously everybody coming back has missed stuff, but like to be a king and miss 5 years, there could be so many new crime organizations in your country, so many people, like that's gonna be exciting.
Another
Black Panther.
relative
We'd-
taking over.
Exactly, like there's so much.
We
I
also
could
weren't
look
sure if his mom got snapped,
we
so
don't know
maybe
that
she
yet.
was running things.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about.
I bet that's probably. I think they'll do that. That's like the easiest way.
Yeah.
But still, like she couldn't control everything, right? So it's gonna be interesting what. he
Could you
missed.
imagine if T'Challa got snapped right before
Killmonger.
Killmonger came in and
Yeah.
Do you
Killmonger
know
got his
Shuri was
rule?
snapped? Was Shuri snapped?
Sure, he was snapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Killmonger just walking on the portals.
Yeah.
Hey, Auntie. Hey, Thanos.
Hey Thanos.
This snap shit is over. I miss Killmonger. So.
We're missing a great emotional scene.
Oh,
Not exciting
go
enough.
buy it.
Hologram Iron Man talking.
This
I love you
last little
3000.
Hologramo man.
Oh, last time we see Tony.
Damn.
We'll see him again though.
Ghost Tony.
No one's ever really gone.
No
Until
one's
you,
ever really
until you
gone.
see him one movie later. And
He's gonna
like,
be in
talking shit on Quentin Beck.
Yeah, I think there's prime.
the Alex Killing.
Where is that coming from?
Where isn't it coming
Just talking
from?
shit about him.
Never forgot.
Is he at the funeral?
There's prime
I
potential
absolutely love
to
that
go into
scene.
a different multiverse and find an evil Tony Stark. So
I mentioned it on the
Stark.
review, but I absolutely love that they brought that back. Proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Mm.
Shouts out to Iron Man 1.
And that veil
to be
from
honest,
Midsummer.
I think it's longer before we see Downey back till we see Thanos and Cap. I think we'll see him, but I think Downey's more 10 years. I think he's longer, but
Everybody wondering why that kid from Iron Man 3 is there.
yeah, a deep bond with him.
Who's
I guess.
that?
Hulk's breaking up over there.
Seeing Strange wearing a suit is just weird.
It's
He
very
looks so
strange.
fly, though. I love it.
He looks too fly.
Looks a little too
I
Slender
like
Man
it
to me.
now.
Wong looks
Slender.
badass though.
Wong? Oh,
Oh,
he looks like
yeah.
he's out of the crime cartel.
Jeez.
You know
Speaking of
Hank-
which,
You know
look at Hank Pym.
Hank Pym is just like, fuck, I'm gonna start his funeral.
They should have gave Groot a little suit.
They should.
Mantis does.
Look at Nebula. That is not respectful.
Oh, don't even talk about the way Mantis dressed. Wait till we get to Bucky. He didn't dress up for shit for this funeral.
I'm more talking about Mantis just like kind of rocking back and forth. Like, come on, you.
I gotta say,
you
though-
above anybody should
Hold on,
understand.
hold on. Everyone
Bucky-
from Wakanda wins best dress.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they are just professionals.
Bucky is wearing like regular like tracking pants and a sweater. This guy killed his fucking pants. Look,
It's because he's ready to run, dude. He's gonna get the fuck out of
put
there.
on a fucking suit for the guy who he killed, ruined his life. Like,
Looking
come
like
on.
Ed Moses.
This
over
guy's
here.
even better dressed. And then General Thunderbolt Ross. No one wants to be by him, you know.
I saw they're almost contemplating putting Red Hulk.
Captain
into,
Marvel's costume
glad they
was pretty
didn't.
weird too.
Too much.
Cat Marvels, that you just said?
That's
She's wearing very like 70s style
Yeah,
parachute
yeah.
pants.
Lady.
Parachute pants, man.
Mr.
Oof.
Nicholas Fioronius.
I love the callback to these two because it's like the big setup how Scarlet got on Avengers and Ultron that you just watched.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
the
true.
callbacks this movie does.
Yeah, because he kind of like cheers her on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives her a
If you
little,
walk
give
out
her a
there,
little
you're an
pep talk.
Avenger.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
I can't
Yeah.
save you. I
Yeah.
know it's weird. I'm a guy with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
There's the,
You can stay here. I'll send your brother to come get
yeah,
you.
the
Where do you go
town
out
is
there?
being lifted. The town's being lifted.
Let's go Scarlet Witch.
Her hair seems less red than it has in previous
Snap.
Because she's
movies.
not mad.
The snap.
It's like a mood
She
ring.
lost 50% of her
Everybody,
red.
Yeah,
Her
coloration,
hair
you
is like a
lose it.
mood ring.
You have a 25% chance to go grayer.
Yikes.
Touch of gray.
But then, yeah, WandaVision's coming.
Oh,
So
What's
Ooh,
this?
No,
insinuating.
Foreshadow?
It's nothing.
Foreshadow?
No more vision. Let's
She's
go.
gonna
find out
bring
the
back-
Hawkeye series. He's
Oh,
gonna put the
this-
Hawkeye somewhere.
This scene right here. What a great callback.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was probably balling like a little
Cheeseburger.
little
oh,
girl
yeah,
in
I
this scene.
broke so hard.
They did such a good job at casting that little actor.
And that's what I love.
The
Like this
young actor.
cheeseburgers line, just such a little thing for Tony. That's the first thing he asked for when he gets back in Iron Man 1. You can tell these guys, Feige, Russo's, Marcus, and McFeely, they sat down and watched every fucking movie, everything that could be about this MCU before they wrote these two, just to call back, just to see what they could. And they've done such a wonderful job.
I like how the subtitles say birds chirping in distance. I don't know if it's like mandatory for this scene
No, it's
here
not.
of Thor.
The PS4 doesn't do that.
Oh, good.
It actually, the whole birds conversation is like, wow, can you believe what happened?
No,
Not
dead air.
joking.
We gotta change this dead air. Oh shit.
Taylor, come on.
So right now Valkyrie
So just
is
yelling-
being
Ruin the
crowned-
moment, dude.
Spike the Mike Daniels.
Just
Those
yelling,
emotions.
just yelling
Hashtag
oh shit
no
in the
dead air.
listeners' ears.
Oh,
Dead air.
shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Valkyrie is gonna be Queen of Asgard right now.
King.
New Asgard.
King.
Really?
Wednesday
She's a
Queen.
king.
Oh. Well, that's
Shouts
good.
out to Tessa
Because she's
Thompson.
looking for her queen in the next movie. So they've confirmed that she's going to be having a lady friend in Thor Love and Thunder. So yeah, you got Joe Rooster, but the first main
Scarlet Witch?
character. No. Brie,
So-
maybe Captain Marvel.
Yo, that'd be sick.
Has there been like what's her name? Jane
Foster?
Jane.
Johnny.
So like, is that adaptation? Like, is that through the comics?
Yeah, her becoming Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah. it
So
might
does
be
he
Thor.
just lose like
Yeah,
Mjolnir?
he's deemed unworthy, yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Because he gets fat?
No. He kind of lied and did some shady stuff in the
Uh-oh.
comic book, so.
We'll find out.
He's finding some death sticks.
But I don't know how that.
Fantastic.
Obviously, it's going to happen something different because the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Such a great scene.
But in the comics, Mjolnir wasn't destroyed, so it's going to be like an adaptation,
Oh, okay.
but it's not going to be a full-on rip.
I'm
from
excited to see it.
It. Yeah,
I hope they do a good job.
I hope they do too, because I don't love Jane Foster. But
Yeah, I've like a fear in the back of my mind that it might kill like that whole like series, but we'll see.
yeah,
I trust Taika.
yeah.
This-
Mm.
And now we kind of know that we're going to probably get Guardians in Thor and not Thor and Guardians now, the way it's looking, because James Gunn's confirmed that as well. Like it's before, and I don't think Thor is in there at all.
Drax is always such a great tension breaker. He
Oh,
comes
yeah.
in, he's eating.
Look at the way Nebula's standing. Is that not creepy?
She is Lord of Creepy.
Yeah, she kind of blends in with the ship almost. If you squint your eyes, she just looks like she's a wall. So
I gotta
good.
say too, like just the lack of Chris. I almost said Chris Pratt
Chris Pine.
in this movie. It's just great seeing this scene. Just
That's a
I
big
don't know,
beard, man.
Get a nice touch of the Chris.
Touch of gray.
I do hope after Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, if they're all still alive, I do hope they do a full movie with them together, because that doesn't look like
Would they
it's
not be a
happening now.
great like just buddy movie?
100%, yeah,
Be fun.
of course. Yeah, so I hope it does happen in the future.
Smart Hulk.
So when Captain America comes
Oh,
back
no.
here,
See, he's got a burn. I know what you're talking about earlier.
it is a little bit burned.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Um,
burned.
When Captain America comes back, do you think did he leave Peggy alive? Like,
No,
or
I
do you
think Peggy
she
died. I think she
Yeah.
died, and he's coming back like, well, I'll hang out. He might have some kids over there, but I imagine in his world, there's still a Hank Pym, there's still Starks. They could easily build a machine. I'm going to jump back there, and I know what day I'm going to. I know when the time is. I know where the place is. I'm going to give the shield to Sam. But I do think Peggy's dead, because the way
So-
he talks about, like, it was a great life. It was beautiful. It's past tense. It's not is beautiful.
He lives his whole life. It'd be weird because technically he'd find out when Captain America comes out of the ice. So
Well,
he'd
Captain
just
America
be-
never comes out of the ice if he's just like, yeah, you don't need to get them. If I ever die, go get that, because you got a backup. But I think he lives in a
Oh, so he's
world.
like, don't get that Captain America.
Yeah, I think he also lives in a world where he told
Lives
him
in a
about
world.
Hydra. He told, like, he found Bucky. You know, like, his world is, like, obviously has problems, but, like, he knew Thanos was coming. I'd love to see a movie. If they announced they were doing a Captain America 4 with Chris Evans and it was just about that parallel universe, that would be phenomenal, you know. And they did say, oh, that'd be an interesting story, right? They hinted at we
Those
might
boots.
see it in the future. So I don't think we'd get a movie. I think it is when Chris Evans comes back, they'll do some flashbacks to tell what happened.
Right. Makes sense.
And if you didn't hear there, that last little exchange is the same thing Steve says to Bucky before he goes to World War II. Like, whatever. It says, like, you're taking all the stupid with you, you know. Be careful. I'm taking all the stupid with you, or whatever the line is.
That was a direct quote, not
yeah,
paraphrase.
yeah. I butchered it, but whatever the little thing is. Another shout out to the first Cat movie.
Since he didn't come back through the teleporter or the time machine, does that mean he was already existing in this timeline? because he just walked to this area and
Yeah,
decided to be
old
there?
old Cap was just like watching this go down.
Oh,
He was
okay.
in the bushes.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
The whole time.
So he went. See, then how does that make
Is
sense?
there
Well,
a
no,
frame?
I don't think so.
Is there
no.
a frame where you can see him in the back?
No, you can't. So I think he like gets teleport because he goes, but then the second he goes, remember his time works a lot differently. So then he can come over. He's on this. Once he's gone, he's not on the same timeline.
Yeah,
as
okay,
them
that's what I was
anymore.
wondering,
I'm
yeah.
glad they didn't CGI this, or if they did, they did a lot better job
Of what?
of
Oh, the
light
Ragnarok
looking out of
view?
Yeah.
You should see the pre-effects on Chris Evans before. It's pretty scary stuff because he did some makeup and then it's dots, but it's like
Oh.
it's a weird mixture of old, like old Chris
Yeah.
Evans, but not fully old. Like the middle of his face is young, but then
Oh, yeah.
Weird. It's got some saggy parts.
Oh, so good.
That's an old
Reminds
Cap.
me of Clint Eastwood.
Hey Sam. Oh,
Yeah.
so bad. Such a good line. A little dead air here because it's just a great scene.
I was gonna say this is another moment. It's just so great, but it's definitely just been turned into memes.
Just
Okay.
the perfect.
No, I don't think I will.
So many memes this
Do you
movie
want us
has
to
produced.
talk right now? No, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Truly.
Have you seen that one where he's like,
Yeah.
I am too weak and it's Palpatine's face or whatever as he's snapping the stones?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen that
Palpatine?
one?
No. We're not in all this in the Palpatine meme groups that you are. Dude.
I'm in some
Damn.
pretty cool meme groups, but I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
That is
sorry.
such like a unique carrying case. Like it is
His-
made to
his
carry.
universe
where
is
where do you
better.
where do you purchase that?
Yeah.
His universe has a whole store for it, you
Mhm.
know. And I'll always say, very happy Sam's getting instead of Bucky. I just like Anthony Mackie a lot more. Nothing against Sebastian Stan. I like him, but
He's
I think
been
One out of
non-existent
10 actor.
in this movie
Yeah.
and the previous movie.
yeah, white actor. Yeah, can't go. No more whites.
Jeez.
What I actually said was 1 out of 10 actor,
Oh, I
not
thought you
white
said-
actor.
I thought
You
just
went
said
straight
white
to the
actor.
race card.
Oh yeah,
We all know what Travis was thinking about.
oh yeah. Screw these white people. You know, taking all our jobs, taking our women. White people. No, I don't think it is.
It's kind of funny.
I'm so excited for this show now. Like my anticipation for this show is like, oh, I'm excited to like. I cannot wait to see what they do. And Zemo coming back.
I must say his beard, like
It's a unique choice, right?
it is like
I wouldn't have went more for it.
It
Yeah.
kind of
Like
looks
that-
like wings, right? It's
I-
like reflective.
I
feel
wouldn't
like-
have done that for Endgame.
yeah. I feel like it kind
With
of
a little
works
ring.
though with like the size of his face.
True.
Like imagine Cap wearing a beard like that. Like it
No,
would just
no.
seem so small on his face.
No.
Yeah, can't take it seriously. There's a little smirk too.
Oh yeah, but it's just like
He's
such
just thinking about all the times him and
such,
Peggy got it
yeah,
on.
such a perfect
Old
ending.
jazz
Old
song
jazz
playing.
song.
Just even little details like the front door being open, like showing like what an easier time
Well,
it
the
was
front
back
door was
then.
sure open, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy, but
Because this is a perfect world. No Hydra, no Thanos,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
nothing.
like I'm sure there's gonna be some other threats.
There's
but
Hydra 2.
yeah. Cut one head and two shall take its
Don't you
place.
wish you could live in a world where you could just leave your front door wide fucking open?
100%. I miss
That's the
those
world I
days.
live in, honestly.
All the shit gets taken the whole time.
No screens
And
on the
this
windows.
song is played in Captain America: Winter Soldier when Sam Jackson breaks into his home. So another
Did you see
callback.
Sam Jackson sitting in the corner of his room here?
Hey, Steve.
Damn.
And it's funny because in that scene he's talking about how he's
How many
having
people are going to knock on that door?
with his wife.
My wife kicked me out.
Yeah,
Got
it's
no
funny.
place
He's talking
to
about his wife
crash.
in that scene.
What was our name for her husband? Peeve?
Peeves.
Peeve.
Oh,
Peeve.
what a
Peeve's
perfect
creeping in the window
ending.
right now.
Peeve.
What a perfect ending. Like I said, we're going to stick around just for the credits because there's that. I want to talk about those weird orderings of the credits and who gets and whatnot.
Yes.
It's very strange.
Yes, I
but-
forgot about him.
Yeah, I still love this movie. This is still my favorite MCU movie into the rankings. I put number one just because, well, we already talked. That flew by again. You know, it's just so much good stuff. So many
Trin
like,
Tran. Let's go.
so many callbacks. So many people's best performances. It's just outstanding.
James Gunn, executive producer.
John Favreau,
Oh, yeah.
Stan Lee on there.
But yeah, I love this fucking. This is a movie I could watch. Go home, and watch it again right now.
Stephen McFeely.
No, I
let's
don't
go.
think I will.
No,
Like this.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, I didn't go for the comedic time. I just rushed it out.
I know. I took what you did and just polished it,
My
and
man.
named it my own IP. This just reminds me of like
Judy
Fallout,
Anna
and I just love that like era of music,
Well, while we're waiting for the
Arab music.
like Fallout, that type
Oh,
of
okay.
music. It's just
I thought you said like Arabian, Arab.
I love that
Arabian
too.
Nights.
Arabian Nights.
just like Arabian Days. Such the laziest lyric ever. Arabian
I
Nights,
love that song.
just like Arabian Days.
I love that
I
song.
listen to that
Shout
on
out to
repeat.
laziness.
It's so good.
Don
Now, at
Cheadle.
first, I'm like, okay, they're going to do this alphabetically. And they don't. It's very strange because, like, Chris Pratt gets a and credit, and it's very strange. Like, people get top billing before him. It's very, like, I want to know the order of this. It's not by appearance.
Let's go, Karen Gillan.
But
Let's
she
go.
was below Tom Holland in this movie. You know, like, I want to know what their method
It's
of
clearly by
analysis was.
popularity. They clearly went on
But
Twitter.
then Rene Russo, and then you got Elizabeth Olsen. Like, it's very strange.
They went by Twitter followers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good move.
Don
Sebastian
Cheadle
Stan,
clearly had the most.
Tom Hiddle.
Tom Hiddleston.
Showing the helmet, so good.
Showing scenes from every movie.
Let's go, Wong.
Wrong.
Let's go, Palm.
You want to say that last name, boys?
I missed it.
Lateef.
Let's run that back.
Thanos.
Letitia Wright.
John Slattery. So good. Everyone go watch Mad Men. Great show.
Favreau.
Hey, yeah, well. Shouts out to Peeve.
And Natalie Portman
Just
getting a
Peeve.
whole
Does
on
Peeve get
credit.
A whole
show
panel,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, a whole panel.
For what, like 2 movies? A movie and a half?
Well, and for this movie, being in it for 2.5 seconds.
I feel like you don't even see her face in this movie.
I
Unless
love
it's
the-
like a screen.
Oh, yeah. Michelle
Yeah, Michelle
Pfeiffer,
Pfeiffer.
who I love, White Gold, but even these credits, though, the glare, the music, god damn, everything about it is so good. Sean Gunn could have got his own panel.
Linda
you know?
Cardellini deserved her own panel.
So all
Who's
these
Linda
people are
Cardellini in this?
before and
Hawkeye's
Chris
wife.
Pratt. you're
Yeah,
saying?
right. See, James Darcy. Oh, and then why wouldn't they be after? It's a very weird.
Well, that's
The-
cool.
These
Featuring
ones I
Bradley
get because they're
Cooper's
voice
Rocket.
acting, but with Gwyneth Paltrow, okay, big star. Rev for big star retirement, I guess. Kind
Josh
of,
Bro.
yeah. Pratt, I don't get. He's not as
With
big
Chris
a star.
Pratt
Yeah,
is better
yeah.
than and Chris Pratt, I'd say.
The only one they gave Ann to is Sam Jackson,
It's the year of Nick
and this
Fury.
is great. This is like a big tribute to.
It is the...
This is a tribute to Star Trek. Feige's a huge Star Trek fan, and the last movie of the original cast did this, where they had their credits and name tag, and they signed it. So
That's cool.
I loved it. I had chills the whole fucking credits.
Oh yeah, you just felt like such a like fulfillment of we've done it. You know, we've
Yeah.
sat through these movies, and they didn't do a shit movie. They stuck the
No,
landing.
yeah.
That was the biggest
They
thing. It was
did.
like
I don't know. I think it's kind of shit, to be honest.
Oh wow.
So happy they didn't have Fat Thor for that last show.
Hulk.
Still shouldn't slash Edward Norton. You
They
know?
should have
No.
done
Yeah.
that.
Could you imagine?
He doesn't
He like
deserve
has
it.
his signature. It's like smaller on the bottom right.
Oh, that shield throw, baby. Look at that suit.
Yeah, that's such a good looking suit.
Yeah.
So that's the
Chris.
suit he had, but it was just different color tone in this movie.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think it was just like a weird palette change for this.
Well, that was like the original like Captain America colors that they just showed.
I think that's the Superman game though.
Kinda
It had
weird,
the
like
yeah, no,
wax
it
figures
is.
that
I'm just
it
saying
is
like
for
the
this,
color tone looked
Yeah.
different.
What'd you say, Dylan?
Huh?
I didn't hear you at all.
He doesn't like the wax figure.
They look a little odd. I'd
It's
say.
okay to be wrong, but you know.
Yeah, no, it is okay to be wrong. Such as you right
No,
now.
I don't think so.
Wait,
no,
are we
I
gonna
don't
wait
think
for
I
the
will.
hammer clank, guys? Come on.
No, we're not gonna wait for
Oh.
that. I will reveal because we said we revealed, and I kind of forgot what was the Batman.
Don't do it
fan
now.
cast,
Do
so-
it later.
Yeah, do it next episode.
Really?
No one stayed.
Because I think the person who won really wants to. Really
Fair
wants
enough.
to
So
stew in that
just so you
glory.
all know, if everyone calls us on false advertising, I'll throw that on these guys because we said we would announce it on the Avengers Endgame on that episode. But
They
we're just not gonna-
forgot. Okay.
Okay. If I see one comment, I'm directing them right to you guys. You
I'll
know,
handle that
we're
comment.
gonna get a negative 1-star review on Podbay. Just you're gonna take down our percentages, but it's fine. Taylor, where
That's
can
me.
they find us?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you want to find more of this awesome stuff, you can find us in the search bar with the internet connection at Geek vs. Space Podcast. Check us out on Facebook. There's tons of awesome content.
Speed run.
Yeah, it's been a
that
long
was a
cast.
speed run.
We're gonna watch it again. So here we go. No, down below, video, audio, all the feeds are down there in the description. So thank you very much for tuning in. Next time you hear from us, we promise you it'll not be boring.
Boom.
Love you 3000. That's your
That's
hammer sound effect.
That's why I'm the brains. I said Kirkland thought about that. And he said, "No, I don't think I will."
No, I don't think I will.
So who the fuck dropped a Cheeto on the ground? Oh.